एग्जामिनेशन कैसे ये एग्जाम ये समर 21
अजून नाही सुरू झालं, अजून खुर्च्या रिकाम्याच आहेत.
तेच आहे 21चं त्याच्या खाली पहा बरं. हा ते असेल.
18
सर्व पाहुण्यांना स्वागतम स्वागतम सुस्वागतम. बोसी टोंपे कला वाणिज्य विज्ञान महाविद्यालय चांदूर बाजार भूगोल विभाग व महाराष्ट्र भूगोलशास्त्र परिषद पुणे यांच्या संयुक्त विद्यमाने 2 दिवसीय राष्ट्रीय परिषद आपल्या महाविद्यालयाने आयोजित केलेली आहे. सर्व सन्माननीय पदाधिकाऱ्यांचे मी मनपूर्वक स्वागत करतो. सस्टेनेबिलिटी मॅनेजमेंट कन्सेप्ट अप्लिकेशन अँड रिसर्च अपॉर्च्युनिटीज या विषयावर आधारित 2 दिवसीय राष्ट्रीय परिषद आमच्या महाविद्यालयात घेण्याचा मान मिळाला. त्याबद्दल मी महाविद्यालयाच्या वतीने सर्व आभार मानतो. सर्व मान्यवरांना मी मंचावर येण्याची विनंती करतो. स्वागतम स्वागतम सुस्वागतम. माता सरस्वती, स्वच्छतेचे अग्रदूत कर्मयोगी संत गाडगे महाराज, संत नामदेव महाराज, चांदूर बाजार नगरीला उच्च शिक्षणाचे दालने निर्माण करून देणारे स्वर्गीय गोविंददादा टोंपे यांच्या पावन स्मृतीस अभिवादन करतो. आजच्या राष्ट्रीय परिषदेचे अध्यक्ष सन्माननीय भास्कर दादा टोंपे, भास्कर दादांना नम्र विनंती करतो की त्यांनी या 2 दिवसीय राष्ट्रीय परिषदेचे अध्यक्षस्थान भूषवावे अशी नम्र विनंती करतो. आजच्या कार्यक्रमाला उद्घाटक म्हणून लाभलेले डॉक्टर तुषारजी देशमुख सरांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी या कार्यक्रमाचे उद्घाटन स्वीकारावं. सन्माननीय डॉक्टर प्रवीणजी सत्पथी सर, चेअरमन महाराष्ट्र भूगोल परिषद पुणे, त्याच पद्धतीने डॉक्टर बाळासाहेब गोपने सर या ठिकाणी ऑफलाईनला उपस्थित नाही, परंतु ते ऑनलाईन आपल्याला जॉईन झालेले आहेत. मी सरांचं मनस्वी स्वागत करतो. सन्माननीय ज्योतिरामजी मोरे सर यांनी सुद्धा आपलं पद स्वीकारावं अशी मी सरांना नम्र विनंती करतो. सन्माननीय डॉक्टर अर्जुनजी मुसमाडे सर यांनी सुद्धा आपलं पद ग्रहण करावं असं मी सरांना नम्र विनंती करतो. सन्माननीय अर्जुनजी डोके सर, जॉईंट सेक्रेटरी महाराष्ट्र भूगोल परिषद पुणे, यांनी सुद्धा आपलं स्थान ग्रहण करावं, पद स्वीकारावं असं मी सरांना विनंती करतो. आजचे सन्माननीय सत्कार मूर्ती डॉक्टर देवीदासजी गेडाम सर, रिटायर्ड रीडर डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ जिओग्राफी, भारतीय महाविद्यालय मुर्शी, यांनी सुद्धा आपलं स्थान ग्रहण करावं असं मी सरांना नम्र विनंती करतो. सन्माननीय प्राचार्य डॉक्टर तुषार शितोळे सर यांनी सुद्धा आपलं स्थान ग्रहण करून आम्हाला उपकृत करावं. सन्माननीय डॉक्टर सौ रजनी देशमुख मॅडम, मी मॅडमना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी आज या मंचावर येऊन आपलं पद ग्रहण करावं. त्याच पद्धतीने सन्माननीय डॉक्टर सुनीलजी आकडे सर यांनी सुद्धा आपलं पद ग्रहण करावं. सन्माननीय डॉक्टर ओम प्रकाशजी मुंदे सर, सिनेट सदस्य संत गाडगे बाबा अमरावती विद्यापीठ अमरावती, यांनी सुद्धा आपलं पद ग्रहण करावं असं मी सरांना विनंती करतो. आजच्या या कार्यक्रमाला आपल्या अमरावती विभागाचे खासदार सौ नवनीत राणा मॅडम काही कारणास्तव आपल्याला उपस्थित होऊ शकले नाहीत. त्याच पद्धतीनं डॉक्टर के कुमारस्वामी सर सुद्धा आपल्याला या ठिकाणी ऑनलाईन या ठिकाणी जॉईन होतील. मी सर्वांचं या ठिकाणी त्याच पद्धतीनं महाविद्यालयाचे सन्माननीय प्राचार्य डॉक्टर राजेंद्रजी रामटेके सर यांनी सुद्धा आपलं पद ग्रहण करावं. सन्माननीय डॉक्टर किशोर गवाळे सर IQVC समन्वयक गोसी टोंपे कला वाणिज्य महाविद्यालय यांनी सुद्धा आपलं पद ग्रहण करावं असं मी सर्वांना विनंती करतो. सन्माननीय डॉक्टर विजय टोंपे सर समन्वयक राष्ट्रीय परिषदेचे समन्वयक यांनी सुद्धा आपलं पद ग्रहण करावं असं मी सर्वांना विनंती करतो. आणि या सर्व मान्यवरांचं मी शब्द सुमनाने पुनश्च स्वागत करतो आणि मी सर्व मान्यवरांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी या आपल्या माता सरस्वती, संत कर्मयोगी गाडगे महाराज, संत नामदेव महाराज आणि चांदूर बाजार नगरीला उच्च शिक्षणाचे दालने निर्माण करून देणारे स्वर्गीय गोविंददादा टोंपे यांच्या फोटोचं पूजन करावं असं विनंती करतो. आपल्या महाविद्यालयामध्ये होत असलेल्या 2 दिवसीय राष्ट्रीय परिषदेच्या निमित्ताने सर्व संशोधक या ठिकाणी काही विद्यार्थी मित्र प्राध्यापक वृंद उपस्थित झालेत. त्या सर्वांचं स्वागत करतो. या विषयावरील 2 दिवसीय राष्ट्रीय परिषदेच्या माध्यमातून अनेक समस्यांचे विचार आपणा सर्वांसमोर मांडल्या जातील. मानवी विकासाला चालना देणाऱ्या सर्व नैसर्गिक, सामाजिक, आर्थिक, शैक्षणिक गरजांची पूर्तता करण्याकरता ज्या ज्या संसाधनाचा उपयोग होतो त्या संसाधनाचा वापर करून मानवाची तसेच सजीव सृष्टींची गुणवत्ता अबाधित ठेवणे अत्यंत गरजेचं आहे. आणि या सर्व मानवी गरजा पूर्ण करण्याकरता संसाधनाचा योग्य वापर करणे काळाची गरज आहे. याच विषयाला अनुसरून ही 2 दिवसीय राष्ट्रीय परिषद आपल्या महाविद्यालयात ऑनलाईन आणि ऑफलाईन या दोनही पद्धतीने आयोजित होत आहे. सरस्वती श्रवणासाठी मी महाविद्यालयाची विद्यार्थिनी कुमारी वेदश्री गवळी हिला विनंती करतो की तिने या पूजनाच्या निमित्त सरस्वती श्रवण करावं.
या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शंकर प्रभृतिभिः देवै सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निश्चेषजाड्यापहा. शुक्लां ब्रह्म विचारसार परमा अध्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणा पुस्तकधारिणीं अभयदां जायान्धकापाहनम् हस्ते पट्टिकमालिकं विदधतीं पद्मासने संस्थितम् वन्दे तां परमेश्वरं भगवतीं बुद्धिप्रदां शारदाम्।
पूजनानंतर मी सर्व पुनश्च मंचावरील उपस्थित सन्माननीय मान्यवरांचं शब्द शुमनाने स्वागत करतो आणि पुढील कार्यक्रमासाठी डॉक्टर उबारांडे सरांना विनंती करतो की पुढील कार्यक्रमाचं संचालन करा.
धन्यवाद सर. या 2 दिवसीय परिषदेचे आलेल्या सर्व मान्यवरांचं शब्द सुमनाने सरांनी स्वागत केलं, परंतु आपलं आद्य कर्म समजतो आपण की त्यांचे शाल श्रीफळ आणि शॅपलिंग देऊन स्वागत करूया. तर त्यासाठी सत्कार करण्यासाठी मी पाहुण्याचा परिचय करण्यासाठी सर्वप्रथम गुल्हाने मॅडमला बोलवतो.
A warm good morning to one and all present here. Today, we are clubbed here for the 2 days National Conference on Sustainable Management, Concept, Applications and Research Opportunities organized by Department of Geography and Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad, Pune. I welcome all the honorable dignitaries, honorable guest speakers, scholars present over here, as well as all who have joined us through online platform. Today, we are in the galaxy of dignitaries. Indeed, it is a great honor for me to introduce and welcome all the guests of this startlingly beautiful morning. I consider it a great honor, as we rarely get this kind of opportunity to add glory by presenting token of appreciation in shape of memento, shawl and sapling. First of all, I would like to introduce our Honorable Dr. Tushar Deshmukh sir, who is working as registrar in Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, Amravati. He is a very dynamic personality and holding a very key post. I now call upon
मी सर्वप्रथम कार्यक्रमाचे अध्यक्ष माननीय भास्करदादा टोंपे यांच्या स्वागतासाठी डॉक्टर सचिन बोंबे सरांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी स्वागत करावे. आजच्या या 2 दिवसीय परिषदेचे उद्घाटक म्हणून लाभलेले डॉक्टर तुषार देशमुख सर, कुलसचिव संत गाडगे बाबा अमरावती विद्यापीठ अमरावती यांचा सत्कार करण्यासाठी मी आमच्या संस्थेचे सचिव माननीय भास्करदादा टोंपे, आमच्या महाविद्यालयाचे प्राचार्य डॉक्टर राजेंद्र रामटेके सर, तसेच डॉक्टर विजय टोंपे सर यांना विनंती करतो त्यांनी तुषार देशमुख सरांचा सत्कार करावा.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Tushar sir. I'm profusely overjoyed to take the opportunity to introduce our today's guest, Honorable Dr. Balasaheb Gofne sir, who is President of Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad, Pune. Due to some health issue, he has joined us through online mode. On behalf of organizing committee, I welcome you, sir. I'm profusely overjoyed to take the opportunity to introduce our today's guest. He is none other than Dr. Praveen Saptarshi sir. Saptarshi sir is Professor of Sustainable Development at INDSEARCH Pune, which is one of the #1 growing organization of the current era. He is Chairman of Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad Pune and holding various key positions in many of the recognized universities, including Salisbury University, USA. Sir, we are grateful to have you as our honorable guest, and we are looking forward to hear your precious inputs.
मी प्राचार्य सरांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी सत्कार.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next distinguished guest is respected Dr. Jyotiram More sir, presenting holding position as Head Department of Geography at Bharatiya Jain Sangatan's Arts, Science and Commerce College, Wagholi. He is successfully doing his duty as General Secretary in Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad Pune. More sir also holds some important posts at university level and possesses a very strong academic as well as research background. Sir, we are delighted to have you today with us.
मी माननीय दादा प्राचार्य सरांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी सरांचा सत्कार करावा. मी बोंबे सरांना अशी विनंती करतो की त्यांनी मंचावर येऊन स्थान ग्रहण करावे. यानंतर डॉक्टर अर्जुन मुसमाडे सर, व्हाईस चेअरमन महाराष्ट्र भूगोल परिषद पुणे, यांचा सत्कार करण्यासाठी मी परत आमच्या संस्थेचे सचिव माननीय भास्कर दादा, प्राचार्य सर आणि विजय सर यांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी, आणि बोंबे सर यांनाही विनंती करतो की त्यांनी सत्कार करावा. धन्यवाद सर. यानंतर डॉक्टर अर्जुन डोके सर, जॉईंट सेक्रेटरी महाराष्ट्र भूगोल परिषद पुणे, यांचा सत्कार करण्यासाठी मी परत भास्कर दादा टोपे, रामटेके सर, डॉक्टर विजय टोंपे सर आणि सचिन बोंबे सरांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी सत्कार करावा. धन्यवाद सर. यानंतर पुढील सत्कार मूर्ती आहे प्राचार्य डॉक्टर तुषार शितोळे सर, प्रिन्सिपल आणि मेंबर महाराष्ट्र भूगोल परिषद पुणे, यांचाही सत्कार संस्थेचे सचिव प्राचार्य सर, विजू सर आणि बोंबे सर करतील अशी मी त्यांना विनंती करतो. यानंतर पुढील सत्कार मूर्ती आहेत डॉक्टर देविदास येडाम सर, रिटायर्ड डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ जिओग्राफी, भारतीय महाविद्यालय मुळशी, यांचाही सत्कार करण्यासाठी मी परत भास्कर दादा, रामटेके सर, विजू सर आणि दुपारे सरांना विनंती करतो. पुढील सत्कारासाठी मी आमंत्रित करतो डॉक्टर सौ रजनी देशमुख मॅडम यांचाही सत्कार संस्थेचे सचिव माननीय भास्करदादा टोंपे, प्राचार्य रामटेके सर, विजू सर, दुपारे सर करतील असे मी त्यांना विनंती करतो. मी डॉक्टर सुनील आखरे सर, चेअरमन जिओग्राफी बोर्ड ऑफ स्टडी संत गाडगेबाबा अमरावती युनिव्हर्सिटी अमरावती यांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी आमचा सत्कार स्वीकारावा. सत्कारासाठी परत मी संस्थेचे सचिव माननीय भास्करदादा, प्राचार्य रामटेके सर, विजू सर आणि बोंबे सरांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी जॉईन व्हावं. सन्माननीय डॉक्टर ओमप्रकाशजी मुंडे सर यांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी आमचा सत्कार स्वीकारावा. परत मी सर्वांना एकदा परत विनंती करतो की त्यांनी मुंडे सरांचा सत्कार करावा. धन्यवाद दादा. महाविद्यालयाचे प्राचार्य डॉक्टर रामटेके सर यांचे स्वागत करण्यासाठी मी डॉक्टर शिरसाट सरांना आमंत्रित करतो. घेतो. डॉक्टर विजय टोंपे सरांचे स्वागत करण्यासाठी मी दुपारे सरांना विनंती करतो. डॉक्टर नंदकिशोर गवाळे सर IQC समन्वयक यांचे स्वागत करण्यासाठी मी डॉक्टर चोरे मॅडम यांना विनंती करतो. डॉक्टर सचिन बोंबे सर यांचं स्वागत करण्यासाठी मी गुल्लाने मॅडमना आमंत्रित करतो.
इथे सत्कार समारंभ संपलेला आहे, पण काही व्यक्ती जे आपल्याला
दुपारे सरांचं स्वागत करण्यासाठी मी इंगळे सरांना आमंत्रित करतो.
Our next distinguished personality who has with us through online platform. This personality merely requires any introduction. Though we are having with us as today's keynote speaker, Honorable Dr. Kumaraswamy, UGC BSR Emeritus Professor, Department of Geography, Bharati Southern University, Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. He is well known for his work in the field of education. Besides, He has a huge biodata with a variously published outstanding work in the field of academics and research. Now, I hand over the mic to Dr. Dupare sir.
धन्यवाद मॅडम. यानंतर आजच्या कार्यक्रमाचे प्रास्ताविक करण्यासाठी मी महाविद्यालयाचे भूगोल विभागाचे विभाग प्रमुख डॉक्टर विजय टोपे सरांना आमंत्रित करतो.
नमस्कार. महाराष्ट्र भूगोलशास्त्र परिषदेच्या 39व्या राष्ट्रीय परिषदेच्या उद्घाटन सोहळ्याच्या निमित्ताने व्यासपीठावर उपस्थित सर्व सन्माननीय पाहुणे, सर्वांचं नाव घेतलं तर आणखी लांबेल, म्हणून मी सर्वांना या ठिकाणी विनम्रतापूर्वक नमस्कार करतो आणि आदरणीय मंच यांचं सर्वांचं या ठिकाणी मी सुद्धा शब्दसुमनांनी स्वागत करतो. तसेच संपूर्ण महाराष्ट्रातून ऑफलाईन ऑनलाईन पद्धतीने जे लोक या द्विदिवसीय राष्ट्रीय परिषदेसाठी जॉईन झालेले आहेत त्या सर्व प्राध्यापक बंधू भगिनींचं आणि भूगोलशास्त्र संशोधकांचं सुद्धा या ठिकाणी मी शब्दसुमनांनी स्वागत करतो. आज या महाराष्ट्र भूगोलशास्त्र राष्ट्रीय परिषदेच्या उद्घाटन सोहळ्याचं प्रास्ताविक करण्याचं जेव्हा मला सुचविण्यात आलं तेव्हा माझ्याच आजोबांचा, स्वर्गीय गोविंदराव दादांचा, त्यांच्या कार्याचा, त्यांनी केलेलं हे कर्तृत्व याचा काय परिचय करून द्यायचा, या निमित्ताने माझ्या समोर एक मोठा यक्षप्रश्न उभा झाला. पण जेव्हा त्रयस्थ नागरिक म्हणून मी विचार करायला लागलो, एक सर्वसामान्य मनुष्य म्हणून ज्या वेळेला मी स्वर्गीय गोविंदराव दादांच्या व्यक्तिमत्वाचा अनेक त्यांचे पैलू निदर्शनास आले आणि मला असं वाटतं की दादा, स्वर्गीय गोविंदराव दादा म्हणजे लाखो जे लोक जन्माला या पृथ्वीतलावर येतात त्यापैकी काही जन्म असे असतात की जे काहीतरी वेगळं करण्याची कुवत घेऊन येतात आणि त्यापैकी स्वर्गीय गोविंदराव दादा जे या चांदूर बाजारच्या छोट्याशा नगरीमध्ये जन्माला. संस्कृतामध्ये सुभाषित सर्वश्रुत आहे की शतेषु जायते शूरः सहस्त्रेषु च पंडितः वक्ता दश सहस्त्रेषु न जाता भवती वानवः. अर्थात 100 व्यक्तीमध्ये एखादा शूरवीर जन्माला येतो, 1000 व्यक्तीमध्ये एखादा विद्वान जन्माला येतो, 10,000 व्यक्तीमध्ये एखादा वक्ता जन्माला येतो, पण दानशूर व्यक्तींची सतत वानवा असते, ते सतत दुर्लभ असतात. आणि असंच एक औदार्याचं दानशूर असं ज्याला आपण म्हणूया परोपकारी वृत्तीचं असं एक व्यक्तिमत्व स्वर्गीय गोविंदराव दादा की ज्यांनी या महाविद्यालयाची स्थापना 54 वर्षापूर्वी 1968 साली या चांदूर बाजार सारख्या छोट्याशा नगरीमध्ये केली. मला वाटतं की स्वतःच्या स्वकष्टार्जित इस्टेटीतून 2 लाख रुपयाची देणगी 1968 साली देणं म्हणजे तुम्ही विचार करू शकता की 68 साली सोन्याचे भाव काय होते, किती रुपये तोळा सोनं होतं. जर 2 लाख रुपयाचं सोनं घेतलं असतं तर मला वाटतं मणभर सोनं आलं असतं, ही परिस्थिती त्यावेळेला राहिली असती. पण दादांना वाटलं की मी स्वतः निरक्षर, पण शिक्षणावर प्रेम आणि या निश्चित प्रेमापोटी दादांनी हे एक सरस्वतीचं मंदिर या ठिकाणी निर्माण करण्यासाठी 2 लाख रुपयाची उदार देणगी या ठिकाणी दिली आणि हे महाविद्यालय उभं केलं. आणि मला वाटतं की या परिसरात साक्षरतेचा नंदादीप उजळवण्याचं अतिशय महत्वाचं काम आणि गोरगरीब विद्यार्थ्यांचं या परिसरातील अज्ञान तिमिर नष्ट करण्याचं काम स्वर्गीय गोविंदराव दादांनी त्यावेळेला केलेलं आढळतं. गोविंदराव दादांना चांदूर बाजार ग्रामीण प्रगतीची रम्य पहाट उदयमान करणारे तत्कालीन सूर्य म्हणून जरी आपण गौरवलं तरी सुद्धा त्यांच्या कार्याचा आलेख मला वाटतं म्हणेल तेवढा कमीच होता येईल. तत्कालीन महात्मा ज्योतिबा फुले, क्रांतीज्योती सावित्रीबाई फुले यांनी स्त्री शिक्षणाचं दालन त्यावेळेला उभं केलं आणि स्त्री शिक्षणाची ज्योत खऱ्या अर्थाने पेटविली. पुढे बाबासाहेब आंबेडकरांनी दलितांसाठी शिक्षणाचे दालन उघडे केले आणि तिथून अन्याय आणि अत्याचाराविरुद्ध बंड उभा करून त्यांनी मला वाटतं की याची समता प्रज्वलित केली, समतेची मशाल प्रज्वलित केली. पुढे पश्चिम महाराष्ट्रामध्ये तळागाळातल्या लोकांपर्यंत शिक्षणाचे दालन मिळावे या दृष्टिकोनातून कर्मवीर भाऊराव पाटलांनी रयत शिक्षण संस्था स्थापन केली आणि आमच्या विदर्भामध्ये या तळागाळातल्या गोरगरीब जनतेपर्यंत शिक्षण पोहोचावं म्हणून भाऊसाहेब पंजाबराव देशमुखांनी खऱ्या अर्थाने श्री शिवाजी शिक्षण संस्थेची स्थापना केली. ती मूर्तमेढ रोवली आणि खऱ्या अर्थाने आमच्या या चांदूर बाजारच्या नगरीमध्ये स्वर्गीय गोविंदराव दादांनी 55 वर्षापूर्वी ही शिक्षणाचा हा ज्ञानदीप या ठिकाणी तेवला. आणि म्हणून या सगळ्या व्यक्तिमत्वांमध्ये दादासाहेब सुद्धा तेवढंच महत्वाचं व्यक्तिमत्व की त्यांनी या ठिकाणी अशा पद्धतीचं एक कार्य केलं. मला वाटतं की त्यावेळेला 8 शिक्षक, 4 शिक्षकेतर कर्मचारी आणि 44 विद्यार्थ्यांच्या भरवशावर दुसऱ्या शाळेच्या इमारतीच्या आवारामध्ये प्रसूत झालेलं हे महाविद्यालय आज केव्हा 55 वर्षाचं येऊन पोहोचलं. त्यांनी केव्हा 50शी ओलांडली आम्हाला कळलं नाही. आणि शिक्षणाचं काम करता करता हे महाविद्यालय 55 वर्षाच्या उंबरठा ओलावून या ठिकाणी आलेलं आहे. मला सांगावंसं वाटतं की आज महाविद्यालयामध्ये 80च्या जवळपास पूर्णवेळ शिक्षक आहेत, 16 कॉन्ट्रॅक्ट बेसिसवर आहेत, 24 कॉन्ट्रीब्युटरी आणि 27 शिक्षकेतर कर्मचारी महाविद्यालयात कार्यरत आहेत. 3500 विद्यार्थी संत गाडगेबाबा अमरावती विद्यापीठाचं शिक्षण घेत आहेत आणि 1200 ते 1400 विद्यार्थी दूरस्थ शिक्षणाच्या माध्यमातून यशवंतराव चव्हाण महाराष्ट्र मुक्त विद्यापीठाच्या माध्यमातून महाविद्यालयात शिक्षण घेत आहेत. कला, वाणिज्य आणि विज्ञान या तीनही शाखांमधून कनिष्ठ आणि वरिष्ठ महाविद्यालयात विद्यार्थी शिक्षण घेत आहेत. त्यामध्ये MA मराठी, MA समाजशास्त्र, MA राज्यशास्त्र आणि MA इतिहास, MCOM आणि MSc मध्ये वनस्पतीशास्त्र, भूगर्भशास्त्र, रसायनशास्त्र, पदार्थ विज्ञानशास्त्र, संगणकशास्त्र आणि गणित अशा 11 विषयांमध्ये पदव्युत्तर शिक्षण देणारं ग्रामीण भागातलं आणि तालुका स्तरावरचं एकमेव महाविद्यालय जरी म्हटलं तरी त्यामध्ये कुठलीही कमतरता मला जाणवणार नाही. मला वाटतं आमच्या महाविद्यालयामध्ये 11 विषयांचे अशा पद्धतीचे आचार्य पदवी संशोधन केंद्र आहेत. त्यामध्ये प्रामुख्याने भूगोल, इंग्रजी, रसायनशास्त्र, पदार्थ विज्ञानशास्त्र, मराठी, राज्यशास्त्र, भूगर्भशास्त्र, वनस्पतीशास्त्र आणि अर्थशास्त्र या अभ्यासक्रमांचे आचार्य संशोधन केंद्र सुद्धा निर्माण झालेले आहेत. DTED आणि BEd म्हणजे शिक्षण महाविद्यालय आणि अध्यापक महाविद्यालयाच्या माध्यमातून शिक्षकीय अभ्यासक्रम सुद्धा महाविद्यालयामध्ये चालतात आणि शिक्षणापासून वंचित राहिलेल्या विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी यशवंतराव चव्हाण महाराष्ट्र मुक्त विद्यापीठाच्या माध्यमातून सुद्धा शिक्षण दिलं जातं. केंद्र सरकारच्या कौशल्य विकास मनुष्यबळ या योजनेच्या नावाखाली भारतामध्ये जे 112 कम्युनिटी कॉलेज आणि विभाग कॉलेज मिळाले त्या अंतर्गत अमरावती विद्यापीठामध्ये आमचं एक अतिशय सुंदर असं टेक्सटाईलचं युनिट असलेलं आमचं महाविद्यालय की ज्यामध्ये दरवर्षी 250 विद्यार्थी शिक्षण घेतात आणि दरवर्षी 70 ते 72 विद्यार्थी आमचे इथल्या रेमंड्स, VHL, सूर्यलक्ष्मी, इंडोफॅब यासारख्या मोठ्या मोठ्या इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये जातात. म्हणजे अतिशय सुंदर असं दालन टेक्सटाईलचं आमच्या महाविद्यालयामध्ये सुरू झालेलं आहे. एवढंच नव्हे तर मला वाटतं डिप्लोमा, डिग्री कोर्स आणि ज्याला आपण म्हणता की 1 वर्षाचे, 2 वर्षाचे आणि 3 वर्षाचे डिप्लोमा, ऍडव्हान्स डिप्लोमा आणि डिग्री कोर्स सुद्धा टेक्सटाईलच्या माध्यमातून आमच्याच महाविद्यालयाने फक्त या ठिकाणी सुरू आहेत. त्यामध्ये 250 विद्यार्थी भाग घेत आहेत. आणि आनंदाची गोष्ट की या डिग्री जर त्यांना मिळाल्या तर भारतातल्या कुठल्याही टेक्सटाईल इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये हमखास त्यांना नोकरी मिळते. अशा पद्धतीचं हे केंद्रीय मनुष्यबळ विकास योजनेच्या अंतर्गत कम्युनिटी आणि जॉबचं काम आमच्या महाविद्यालयात सुरू आहे. संस्थेमध्ये UGC द्वारा प्राप्त स्वामी विवेकानंद अध्यासन केंद्र, मी आताच पाहुण्यांना म्हटलं की आमच्या ठिकाणी अध्यासन केंद्र अतिशय सुंदर आहे. स्वामी विवेकानंद ध्यान केंद्र त्या ठिकाणी बघायला आवर्जून प्रत्येक जण येतो आणि जातो आणि त्याची अनुभूती प्रत्येकाला चांगल्यात चांगली जाणवते. तर स्वामी विवेकानंद अध्यासन केंद्र आणि महात्मा गांधी अध्यासन केंद्र आमच्या महाविद्यालयामध्ये आहे आणि जवळपास 4,500 पुस्तके या दोन्ही तत्ववेत्यांची आमच्या महाविद्यालयामध्ये उपलब्ध आहेत. एवढंच नव्हे तर स्पर्धा परीक्षा मार्गदर्शन केंद्र आणि अत्याधुनिक व्यायामशाळा सुद्धा महाविद्यालयामध्ये विद्यार्थ्यांसाठी या ठिकाणी सुरू केलेली आहे. 48 मुलींचे सुसज्ज असं राधे गोविंद मुलींचं वसतिगृह सुद्धा या महाविद्यालयामध्ये उपस्थित झालेलं आहे आणि सुसज्ज अशा संगणकीकृत ग्रंथालयामध्ये 30,000च्या वरती ग्रंथ आणि इन्क्रिप्टेडच्या माध्यमातून लाखो पुस्तकांची ग्रंथसंपदा या महाविद्यालयामध्ये उपलब्ध करून देण्यात आलेली आहे. अशा पद्धतीने या महाविद्यालयाची वाटचाल बघत असताना आमच्या नवीन संस्थेच्या जागेवरती ऑलिम्पिक साईजचा एक सुंदर असा जलतरण तलाव 50 मीटर बाय 21 मीटर अशा पद्धतीचा एक सुंदर जलतरण तलाव आणि इंडोर स्पोर्ट्स स्टेडियमची सुद्धा निर्मिती झालेली आहे. त्यामध्ये 3 वुडन कोर्ट त्या ठिकाणी तयार केले आणि त्यामध्ये दर उन्हाळ्यामध्ये जवळपास 800 ते 1000 विद्यार्थी त्यामध्ये प्रशिक्षण घेत असतात. ग्रामीण भागामध्ये, खेड्यामध्ये तुम्हाला माहिती आहे की कल्चर नसतं, स्पोर्ट्सचं कल्चर, पण तरी सुद्धा 3 ते 4 महिन्याच्या अवधीमध्ये 1000 छोट्या मुलांपासून तर मोठ्या मुलांपर्यंत या जलतरण तलावामध्ये आणि बॅडमिंटन खेळायला आमच्या त्या नवीन क्लासेसमध्ये विद्यार्थी येत असतात. संस्था मागील 54 वर्षापासून ज्ञानदानासोबतच समाजसेवेचे सुद्धा ऋण फेडत आहे. त्यामध्ये 2 अँब्युलन्स आमच्या संस्थेने उभ्या केलेल्या आहेत आणि दरवर्षी या ठिकाणी रक्ततुला होत असते. 8000च्या वर रक्तांच्या पिशव्या विद्यार्थ्यांच्या माध्यमातून दरवर्षीला आम्ही या ठिकाणी रक्तदान शिबिर आयोजित करत असतो. आणि येत्या 19 तारखेला परत उरीमधील जे शहीद होते पंजाब जानरावजी उईके याच्या आईची रक्ततुला, त्यांची वीर माता, त्यांच्या आईची रक्ततुला या महाविद्यालयात परत 19 तारखेला होणार आहे. आणि अशा पद्धतीने दरवर्षी सामाजिक ऋण फेडण्याच्या दृष्टिकोनातून आम्हाला असे उपक्रम मिळत असतात. आम्ही त्या माध्यमातून हे पूर्ण करत असतो. या माध्यमातून दरवर्षी आमच्याकडे दर अधिक महिन्यामध्ये सर्वधर्मीय सामूहिक विवाह मेळे या ठिकाणी पार पाडलेले आहेत आणि 3 विवाह सोहळ्यांमध्ये 233 जोडप्यांचे विवाह सोहळ्या या ठिकाणी सुद्धा अतिशय सुंदर मोठ्या आयोजनामध्ये उपस्थित झालेला आहे. मला वाटतं समाजसेवेसोबतच आध्यात्मिक क्षेत्रामध्ये सुद्धा महाविद्यालयाने अतिशय मोठी अशी कामगिरी केलेली आहे आणि त्यामध्ये बाबा महाराज सातारकर, राम शेवाळकर, अपर्णाताई रामतीर्थकर, सिंधुताई सपकाळ, सच्चिदानंद शेवळे, प्रकाशजी पाठक अशा थोर दिग्गजांची व्याख्याने महाविद्यालयामध्ये झालेली असून मला वाटतं या क्षेत्रामध्ये सुद्धा संस्था अतिशय सुंदर असं काम करत आहे. श्री संत गजानन महाराज शेगावीचे यांचा महापारायण सोहळा आमच्या परिसरामध्ये दोन्ही परिसरामध्ये या ठिकाणी झालेला आहे आणि 5111 लोक दोन्ही सोहळ्यामध्ये सामूहिक महापारायणाला बसलेले आहेत आणि हा परिसर त्या ठिकाणी गजानन महाराजांच्या वास्तव्याने पुनीत झालेला असा आमचा परिसर आहे. भविष्यात केवळ मुलांना सुशिक्षितच करणे हेच फक्त संस्थेचे ध्येय नसून त्यांना स्वतःच्या अस्तित्वाची जाणीव करून देणे आणि खऱ्या अर्थाने त्यांना मूल्यधिष्ठित ध्येय प्राप्ती आणि प्रामाणिक राष्ट्र युवक व युवत्या घडविणे हे आमचं सदस्यत्व उद्दिष्ट आमच्या स्वर्गीय गोविंददादांनी आम्हाला दिलेलं असल्यामुळे आमची वाटचाल त्या दृष्टिकोनातून या ठिकाणी सुरू आहे. मला अतिशय आनंद होत आहे की महाराष्ट्र भूगोलशास्त्र परिषदेच्या निमित्ताने त्यांनी आम्हाला या ठिकाणी परिषद आयोजित करण्याची संधी दिली. पण तुम्हाला माहिती आहे की 3rd वेव्ह कोविडची यावेळेला जानेवारी महिन्यामध्ये आली आणि आम्ही संपूर्ण परिस्थिती या ठिकाणी निर्माण केलेली असताना या ठिकाणी ऑफलाईन 200 लोकांची व्यवस्था केलेली असताना माननीय जिल्हाधिकाऱ्यांनी पत्र काढलं आणि त्या पत्रामध्ये 15 फेब्रुवारीपर्यंत संपूर्ण शाळा आणि कॉलेजेस बंद होईल या दृष्टिकोनातून आम्हाला सूचना आल्या आणि मग आपण त्या ठिकाणी 200 लोकांची व्यवस्था करायची आणि परत पुढे कोविड वाढला तर लोक कुठे येतील, 50 लोक नाही आले, आपण 200 लोकांची व्यवस्था करायची आणि मग ते ऑफलाईन शक्य नव्हतं आणि प्रत्येकाच्या जीविताची भीती होती. आदरणीय माननीय गोखणे सर आमचे अध्यक्ष त्यांना 3ऱ्या वेळेस त्यांनी स्वतःची सांगितलं आता मीटिंग मध्ये की मी स्वतःची खूप काळजी घेतली पण शेवटी मला कोविडने गाठलं. पण त्यांची प्रकृती आपल्या शुभेच्छांच्या वाढीची आहे आणि ते यातून बरे होऊन चांगले निघालेले आहेत. तर प्रत्येकाची काळजी घ्यायच्या दृष्टिकोनातून आम्ही परत ऑनलाईन आणि ऑफलाईन या पद्धतीने या कार्यशाळेचं आयोजन या ठिकाणी केलं. आपण सर्व उपस्थित मान्यवर आमच्या शब्दाला मान देऊन या ठिकाणी आलात. आम्ही परत संस्थेतर्फे आपल्या सगळ्यांचं या ठिकाणी खूप 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 स्वागत करतो आणि या ठिकाणी आभासी पद्धतीने संपूर्ण महाराष्ट्रातून जे प्राध्यापक बंधू भगिनी संशोधक विद्यार्थी जोडले आहेत त्यांचं सुद्धा मी या ठिकाणी शब्दसुमनी स्वागत करतो आणि माझं लांबलेलं प्रास्ताविक या ठिकाणी थांबतो. धन्यवाद. जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र. धन्यवाद सर. महाविद्यालयाची स्थापना आणि आजचं असलेलं शिक्षणाचं दृश्य आपणासमोर प्रगट केलं. यानंतर मी या महाविद्यालयामध्ये 2 दिवसीय राष्ट्रीय परिषदेला संशोधक अभ्यासक जे उपस्थित झालेत आणि ऍबस्ट्रॅक्ट सारांश आम्ही या ठिकाणी मागवला होता त्या सारांशाचं प्रकाशन करण्याकरता स्मरणिकेचं प्रकाशन करण्याकरता मी मान्यवरांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी स्मरणिकेचं उद्घाटन करावं. प्रकाशन सरांना आपल्या या आभासी आणि प्रत्यक्ष होत असलेल्या परिषदेला सर्व मान्यवर ज्या ठिकाणी उपस्थित झाले सर्वांचं मी मनोपूर्वक स्वागत करतो. या सारांश स्मरणिकेचं प्रकाशन करत असताना जवळपास या ऍबस्ट्रॅक्ट मध्ये स्मरणिकेमध्ये जवळपास 73 लेख या ठिकाणी सारांश या ठिकाणी आलेत. स्मरणिकेचं प्रकाशन होत आहे. या स्मरणिकेच्या प्रकाशनाकरिता ज्यांनी खरोखर अविरत कार्य केलं असे भूगोल विभागाचे विभाग प्रमुख डॉक्टर बोंबे सरांना मी त्या ठिकाणी धन्यवाद देतो की त्यांनी अविरत या कार्याकरता परिश्रम घेतले. यानंतर डॉक्टर सावंत देशमुख सर याला विनंती करतो की पुस्तकाच्या प्रकाशनाकरता त्यांनी मंचावर यावं. भूगोल क्षेत्रामध्ये प्रख्यात आमच्या आदरणीय रजनीताई देशमुख मॅडम यांचे सुपुत्र सावंत त्यांनी जे पुस्तक या ठिकाणी लिहिलं त्या पुस्तकाचं विमोचन या ठिकाणी आज होत आहे. आम्ही अतिशय आनंद होत आहे की या महाविद्यालयामध्ये भूगोलशास्त्र परिषदेच्या निमित्ताने आमचा मुलगा माझा लहान भाऊ या ठिकाणी त्याच्या पुस्तकाचं विमोचन होत आहे. त्याला परत शुभेच्छा देतो, सदिच्छा देतो आणि त्यांच्या सुशा या ठिकाणी त्यांना विनंती करतो की त्याबद्दल त्या दोन शब्द या ठिकाणी बोलतील.
Thank you, sir. A very good morning to all of you. Today's National Conference on Sustainability Management Concept, Application and Research Opportunities, organized by G.S. Tompe Arts, Commerce and Science College, Department of Geography and Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad, Pune. Honorable Dais, even I must say here, a bouquet of all intellectuals, and along with that Professor Dr. Samant Deshmukh is releasing his book on the August hand of intellectuals. So it is indeed a great honor and pleasure, personally being a member of Deshmukh family, and I would like to thank each one of you, especially Tompe College, for consenting our call to release the book. So thank you, sir. See that I think might be maximum those who are right. Okay. Professor Dr. Samant Deshmukh sir, fascinated with animals and environment, and this book Melghat Pradeshatil Jaivavividhata is about the animals, biodiversity, and I hope that the readers, all geographers, will collect useful information related to animals, wild animals, and about the Melghat region. And the second book, those released by our intellectual personalities or the dais. So this is a geographical analysis of Watershed. Actually, this book is a study, doctorate study of Honorable Dr. Rajini Deshmukh. She desired that my PhD work should get the way of a book. So, Professor Dr. Samant Deshmukh sir took initiative to release the book. So, edited the book. And here before you, very beautiful with a very enchanting picture on the cover page, and that is a geographical analysis of watershed. And it is a study of a watershed of a paddy. So I think this is again would be a great contribution for the geographer, reader, lover of a geography, as well as those who love to study geography. So I hope that both the books will get a true readers, and it will be appreciated by the audience. So thank you so much. Thank you, Dias, and thank you, Tompe sir, for this opportunity.
धन्यवाद. आजच्या या 2 दिवसीय राष्ट्रीय चर्चासत्राच्या दरम्यान आज माझ्या पुस्तकांचं आज या ठिकाणी विमोचन करण्यात आलं. त्याबद्दल मी सर्व सन्माननीय व्यासपीठावर उपस्थित सर्व सन्माननीय आदरणीय व्यक्तींचे मी मनापासून आभार मानतो. आणि हे 2 पुस्तक म्हणजे एक सरांनी ओळख करून दिली की मॅडमचा मुलगा, ती ओळख कॉलेज पासूनच अशी होती की मॅडमचा मुलगा. आणि लिटरली त्या पद्धतीनेच तो विषय असा एक ठरला भूगोल की आपल्याला हाच एक विषय समोर नेऊ शकतो, कारण दुसरा पर्याय आपल्याकडे शिल्लक नव्हता. आणि आईंचा थेसिस ज्या याच्यावर झाला वॉटरशेडवर म्हणजे पाणी, आणि माझा सजीव या 2 गोष्टींवर आधारित हे 2 पुस्तकं आज या ठिकाणी प्रकाशित करण्यात आले. आपणा सर्वांच्या आशीर्वादाने ते नक्कीच हा झरा असाच कायम राहील. मी पुनश्च एकदा टोंपे महाविद्यालयाचे आणि आमचे महाराष्ट्र भूगोल परिषद यांचे सर्वांचे मनापासून आभार मानतो. आणि 2 एक आपल्या आयुष्यामध्ये काही हिरो असतात ज्यांना बघत लहानपणापासून विजुदांना मी बघतोय ज्या पद्धतीने ते तेव्हा वागायचे सेम आताही त्याच पद्धतीने आम्हाला एका लहान भावासारखं वागवतात. आमचे माननीय आखरे सर, मोरे सर, सप्तर्षी सरांना तुम्ही ज्यावेळेस ग्रॅज्युएशनला आलो आणि भूगोल विषय घेतला तेव्हापासून मी माननीय सरांना बघतोय. ती पर्सनॅलिटी अजूनही हसरी तशीच त्याच स्टाईलनी अजूनही ते त्याच रूपाने मी बघतोय. मी जवळपास 15-16 वर्षांपासून ते बघतोय. या सर्वांच्या आपण एक इच्छा आणि एक चित्र मनात घेऊन असतो आणि आज त्यांच्या सोबत उभं राहायला मिळालं, हाच एक खूप मोठा सन्मान मला या व्यासपीठाने दिला. त्याबद्दल मी मनापासून या सर्व सन्माननीय व्यासपीठाचे आभार मानतो. आणि हो, आणि 2008 साली आमचे माननीय गेडाम सर रिटायर्ड झाले आणि त्यांच्या जागेवर मी त्या ठिकाणी लागलो. सरांनी सरांनी ज्या पद्धतीने ते डिपार्टमेंट चालवलं, त्या डिपार्टमेंट सरांचा दबदबा अजूनही आमच्या महाविद्यालयात आहे. सर ज्यावेळेस महाविद्यालयात येतात तेव्हा अक्षरशः आमचं पूर्ण कॉलेज गेटवर त्यांना रिसिव्ह करायला जातं. सर साधे फिरायला जरी आले तरी देखील आमचं पूर्ण महाविद्यालय त्यांना रिसिव्ह करायला जातं आणि प्रत्येकाशी बसून चौकशी करतात. त्याच पद्धतीने ते डिपार्टमेंट आजही समोर जात आहे. माननीय विजुदांनी ज्या पद्धतीने इथलं जॉग्राफी डिपार्टमेंट बोंबे सर आणि दुपारे सर यांच्या माध्यमातून ते रन करत आहेत, सेम तशाच पद्धतीचं दुसरं डिपार्टमेंट भारतीय महाविद्यालय मोर्शी या ठिकाणी आम्ही तयार करतोय. एक छोटं म्युझियम मी त्या ठिकाणी तयार करतोय, जे आता येत्या 1 महिन्याच्या कालावधीमध्ये ते तयार होईल. हे सगळ्या सगळ्या या सन्माननीय लोकांना बघत आज सुरू झालेला आहे आणि प्रयत्न करतोय चांगलं देण्याचा आणि विद्यार्थ्यांपर्यंत चांगल्यात चांगली माहिती पोहोचावी. विद्यार्थ्यांना भूगोल हा विषय शक्य नाहीये 3 वर्षात आणि 2 वर्षात, म्हणजे पीजी आणि युजी मध्ये 5 वर्षांमध्ये हा विषय उलगडला जाईल. पण त्यातला एक थोडासा वाटा, एक झरा म्हणून जरी आपण त्या विद्यार्थ्यांना देऊ शकलो याबद्दलच म्हणजे एक धन्यता वाटते. मी पुनश्च एकदा सर्वांचे आभार मानतो आणि या ठिकाणी संधी दिली त्याबद्दल पुन्हा मनस्वी त्यांचा ऋणी राहून या ठिकाणी रजा घेतो. धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद सर. पुस्तकाचं प्रकाशन आणि या ठिकाणी स्मरणिकेचं प्रकाशन संपलेलं आहे. त्यानंतर मी आदरणीय डॉक्टर अर्जुन उस्माडे सरांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी या ठिकाणी येऊन पुरस्काराची घोषणा करावी.
Good afternoon, sir. Honorable Chief Guest of this function, Dr. Tusharji Deshmukh, Registrar, Amravati University, then Honorable Secretary of G.S. Tompe Mahavidyalaya, Sarvajanik Trust, Tandur Bazar. Just it is a very newly friend, Mr. Bhaskar Dada Tonpeji sir, our guest of honor and our guru, Praveen Saptarshi sir, Secretary of Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad, Professor Jyotiram Moreji, our keynote address sir, K. Kumar Swami in online mode, Principal of this college, Rajendra Ramteke sir, my colleagues, Principal Tushar Shitole sir, Organizer Secretary of this college, Sachin Bombe sir, and my dear friend, Mr. Vijay Ji Tompe sir, Head of the Department of this college, Chairman of Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad, Professor Balasaheb Bopne sir, all members of executive team of Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad Pune, other dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, member of the teaching and non-teaching staff of this college, dignitaries from different parts of the country in offline and online mode. First, I would like to wish you the very happy and healthy and smart New Year 2022. I offer my great sense of gratitude toward the organizing committee who shown keen interest to organize the conference in this pandemic situation. In this historical rural background market city in Vidarbha, Chandur Bazar, the name selected for the presentation, discussion and interaction in this highly focused by different authorities from different platforms in online and offline mode. Sustainability management, concept of sustainable management, application and research opportunities. The socialist, psychologist, economist, politician and geographer and designed the prospective plan for sustainable management and research opportunity in this subject. I hope participants will be quote their view and different angles in this two-day national level conference in online mode. I may take the opportunity to announce the Best Teacher Awards of the academic year 2021-22. I am proud of say the awards are sponsored by our chairman, our guru, Professor Praveen Ji Saptarshi sir. We have 3 types of awards, of which first 2 categories from the scrutiny of the received applications. The committee headed by Dr. Arjun Nalawade is due for the thanks. The 3rd award, Lifetime Achievements Award, and the name is anonymously selected by the Executive Committee of Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad. First, the young teacher category, we have Dr. Amit Sonavne, Modern Mahavidyalaya, Modern College, Pune, from Savitribai Phule University, Pune zone. He is a young geographer, published more than 20 papers in national and international journals, completed 3 minor research projects, and basically he is a social work and work for geography. May I request today's chief guest, the registrar of the Amravati University, secretary of this college, and all dignitaries on the dais to felicitate Professor Dr. Amit Sonavne sir. Please. Thank you. Our second award goes to senior teacher category, best teacher award from Amravati University, well-known personality, board of the study chairman, our friends, and in Marathi, Hitachintak of all rural people, our friend Dr. Sunil Akhre sir from Sant Gadge Baba University, Amravati from Vidarbha. We are proud of this person. They have completed 6 PhD students, 9 MPhil students, but services to all rural people. And so, I request to all dignitaries to felicitate our friend Sunil Akhre sir. Thank you, sir. The Precious Lifetime Achievement Award in the memory of Professor S.A. Todkar, Founder Secretary of Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad, goes to second Iron Lady from Vidarbha, Professor Rajani Deshmukh Madam. Energetic personality and who has shown the scene of geography in the Amravati University and whole Vidarbha area. I am proud to say that Rajani Deshmukh from this university, and she is from Amravati district also, devoted her full academic life to serve geographer from Vidarbha. She completed 21 PhD students, more than 11 MPhil students, and he give service to family also through the geography. With this word, I offer my thanks to management committee, staff of this college, teaching staff of this college, non-teaching staff of this college, and all dignitaries on the dais. Thank you very much.
धन्यवाद सर. कार्याचा सत्कार हा झालाच पाहिजे. आपण या ठिकाणी जे जीवनभर ज्यांनी भूगोलाप्रती कार्य केलं त्यांचा सन्मान या ठिकाणी झाल्यास मी सर्वांचं अभिनंदन करतो. आजच्या या 2 दिवसीय कार्यक्रमाला उद्घाटक म्हणून लाभलेले आदरणीय डॉक्टर तुषारजी देशमुख सरांना मी विनंती करतो की त्यांनी या कार्यक्रमाचं उद्घाटनीय भाषण करावं. डॉक्टर तुषारजी देशमुख सर.
सर्वप्रथम संत गाडगे बाबा यांच्या पावन स्मृतीचं अभिवादन करतो. आजच्या या 2 दिवसीय नॅशनल कॉन्फरन्स जी डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ जिओग्राफी आणि महाराष्ट्र भूगोल शास्त्र परिषद पुणे यांच्या संयुक्त विद्यमानाने चांदूर बाजार येथील प्रसिद्ध कॉलेज GS टोम्पे आर्ट्स कॉमर्स अँड सायन्स कॉलेज मध्ये होऊ घातली आहे, त्या परिषदेच्या उद्घाटनाच्या सत्रातील अध्यक्ष
व या संस्थेचे सेक्रेटरी ऑनरेबल भास्करदादा टोंपे सर, या परिषदेसाठी मुद्दामहून उपस्थित असलेले पुणे येथील भूगोलशास्त्र परिषदेचे चेअरमन ऑनरेबल डॉक्टर प्रवीण सप्तर्षी सर व इतर सर्व मान्यवर, यासोबतच आमच्या विद्यापीठाचे BOS चे चेअरमन, अकॅडमिक काउन्सिलचे मेंबर डॉक्टर सुनील आखरे सर आहेत, अधिसभेचे सदस्य डॉक्टर ओमप्रकाश मुंदे सर आहेत, या कॉलेजचे भूगोल विभागाचे प्रमुख डॉक्टर विजय टोंपे सर आहेत. या सर्वांचे मी येथे अभिवादन करतो. आत्ताच काही वेळापूर्वी डॉक्टर सावंत देशमुख सर यांच्या 2 पुस्तकांचे येथे विमोचन झाले आणि त्यांनी त्यांच्या छोटेखानी भाषणामध्ये डॉक्टर प्रवीण सप्तर्षी यांचा छान उल्लेख केला. एकदम हसतमुख व्यक्तिमत्व, नेहमी उत्साही, आणि त्याचा परिचय मला पण झाला जेव्हा मी या महाविद्यालयात आलो या कार्यक्रमासाठी. तेव्हा त्यांनी स्वतःहून स्वतःचा परिचय दिला आणि इतर पाहुण्यांचाही परिचय दिला. त्याच्यावरून नक्कीच या त्यांच्या स्वभावाची आपल्याला खात्री पटते. त्यांच्याकडे पाहिलं तर एक लक्षात येईल की त्यांना छोटीशी दाढी आहे, फ्रेंच कट म्हणतात, आणि मला पण आहे. पुढे मी बोलणार नाही. असो, विनोदाचा भाग झाला. आजची ही जी परिषद आहे, परिषदेचं टायटल फार सुंदर आहे, सस्टेनेबिलिटी मॅनेजमेंट कन्सेप्ट अप्लिकेशन्स अँड रिसर्च ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज. भूगोल या विषयाची परिषद असल्यामुळे नॅचरली सस्टेनेबिलिटी मॅनेजमेंट भूगोलामध्ये काय काय करू शकते आणि कसा टिकाऊपणा आपण आपल्या कामांमधून आणू शकतो त्याबद्दल याच्यामध्ये उहापोह होणारच आहे. पण सस्टेनेबिलिटी मॅनेजमेंट हा असा शब्द आहे की तो आपल्या जीवनातल्या कुठल्याही आस्पेक्टसाठी, कुठल्याही कामासाठी आपण लावून घेऊ शकतो. कुठलंही काम असो, आपण आपल्या घराचं काम करत असू त्याच्यामध्ये सस्टेनेबिलिटी मॅनेजमेंटचा विचार नेहमीच करतो. आपण आपले कपडे घ्यायचे असतील त्याच्यातही करतो, कुठलीही वस्तू घरी घ्यायची असेल त्यातही करतो, कारण याचा सर्वांचा परिणाम हा 3 बाजूंनी होत असतो. त्यातल्या त्यात जिओग्राफीचा परिणाम हा 3 आस्पेक्टनी होणार आहे. एक तर एन्व्हायरमेंट आहे, एन्व्हायरमेंटसाठी जे काही आपल्याला सस्टेनेबिलिटी मॅनेजमेंटच्या हिशोबाने करावं लागेल तो एक महत्वाचा टप्पा राहणार आहे. दुसरा आहे आपल्या प्रेझेंट जनरेशनसाठी आणि फ्युचर जनरेशनसाठी त्याचा कसा उपयोग होणार आहे. जे पण आपण वास्तू निर्माण करू, जे पण आपण कार्य करू ते आपल्या सध्याच्या जनरेशनसाठी आणि पुढील जनरेशनसाठी उपयोगात आले पाहिजे, त्या हिशोबानेच त्याचं कार्य झालं पाहिजे. आणि तिसरा त्यातला महत्वाचा आस्पेक्ट असतो इकॉनॉमी. आणि हे सर्व करताना जेव्हा आपण टिकाऊपणाचं मॅनेजमेंट करणार आहे, व्यवस्थापन करणार आहे, जे सध्याच्या जनरेशनसाठी आणि पुढील जनरेशनसाठी पण कामात पडणार आहे, ज्याचा एन्व्हायरमेंटवर परिणाम न होता एन्व्हायरमेंट फ्रेंडली असे वास्तू किंवा सर्व कार्य आपण भूगोलाच्या माध्यमातून करू शकू, असा जेव्हा आपल्याला विचार करायचा आहे, कार्य पुढे न्यायचं आहे, तेव्हा नॅचरली तिसरा आस्पेक्ट म्हणजे इकॉनॉमी हा सर्वात महत्वाचा आहे. आणि हे सर्व करताना आपल्याला तो कसा इकॉनॉमिकली करता येईल त्याचा विचार करायचा आहे. अशा 3 बाजूंनी जर आपण कुठल्याही सस्टेनेबिलिटी मॅनेजमेंटचा विचार केला तर नक्कीच आपण आपल्या जीवनामध्ये अग्रेसर राहू आणि आपल्या येणाऱ्या पिढीसाठी चांगल्या पद्धतीने आपली पृथ्वी, आपलं एन्व्हायरमेंट, इकॉलॉजी याचा बॅलन्स साधून आपण त्यांच्यासाठी ही पूर्ण कायनात ज्याला म्हणतो आपण, जग ज्याला म्हणतो, ते त्यांच्यासाठी राखीव ठेवू. या परिषदेमध्ये भरपूर लोकांनी भाग घेतला आहे, भरपूर लोकांनी आपले आपले पेपर्स दिलेले आहेत. जेव्हा मॅनेजमेंटचा विचार आपण करतो तेव्हा मॅनेजमेंट गुरु शिवखेडा यांचं नाव येते. ते जरी सस्टेनेबिलिटी मॅनेजमेंटवर कार्य करत नसले तरी मॅनेजमेंट कसं करायचं याबद्दल त्यांचे भरपूर पुस्तके आहेत शिवखेडा यांचे. आणि त्यांचं एक प्रसिद्ध वाक्य आहे, विनर्स डोंट डू डिफरंट थिंग्स, दे डू थिंग्स डिफरंटली. म्हणजे जे विनर्स असतात ते काही वेगळी गोष्ट करत नाही, पण ती पद्धत अशी वापरतात की ती वेगळ्या पद्धतीने केल्या जाते. कॉमन भाषेमध्ये या पद्धतीने आपण सांगितलं तर नक्कीच मॅनेजमेंट हा एक सुंदर विषय असतो आणि त्यातल्या त्यात सस्टेनेबिलिटी मॅनेजमेंट जेव्हा आपण विचार करतो तेव्हा तो कसा आपल्या पुढील पिढीसाठी आपण उपयोगात आणून देऊ शकू त्या पद्धतीने आपण विचार करू शकतो. आणि हे सर्व करताना आपला हौसला पण खूप चांगला असला पाहिजे. आपण पॉझिटिव्ह ॲटिट्यूडनी कार्य केलं पाहिजे. पॉझिटिव्ह ॲटिट्यूड हा नेहमीच महत्वाचा असतो आणि तो आपल्याला जे इच्छित असते त्या सर्वांना आणून देऊ शकतो, सर्वांना एकत्रित आणून देऊ शकतो. आणि म्हणून अ पर्सन विथ अ पॉझिटिव्ह ॲटिट्यूड लाईक अ फ्रूट ऑफ ऑल सीझन्स असं म्हटले जाते. त्यामुळे आपण सर्वांनी या परिषदेमध्ये जे कार्य केलं आहे, कार्य करणार आहात आणि यानंतरही परिषदेपुरताच लिमिटेड न ठेवता पुढच्याही आपल्या आयुष्यामध्ये आपण सर्वजण या पद्धतीने कार्य करू, त्याबद्दल मी आपला सर्वांचा आभार व्यक्त करतो. आपल्याला प्रोत्साहन पण देतो आणि आपलं अभिनंदन पण करतो. आपण या ठिकाणी मला महाविद्यालयामध्ये बोलावलं, माझा सत्कार केला, या परिषदेच्या उद्घाटनासाठी प्रमुख अतिथी म्हणून बोलावलं, त्याबद्दल मी धन्यवाद व्यक्त करतो व आजच्या या परिषदेचं 2 दिवसीय परिषदेचं उद्घाटन झाले असे मी जाहीर करतो. धन्यवाद.
दोन दिवसीय राष्ट्रीय परिषदेचं आदरणीय डॉक्टर तुषारजी देशमुख सर यांनी या परिषदेचं उद्घाटन केलं, त्याबद्दल मी सरांचं अभिनंदन करतो, आभार मानतो. पुढील कार्यक्रमासाठी डॉक्टर प्रवीण सप्तर्षी सर, अध्यक्ष महाराष्ट्र भूगोल परिषद पुणे यांना आमंत्रित करतो की त्यांनी आपल्या या प्रसंगी आपलं मनोगत व्यक्त करावं.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the outset I congratulate the organizers for organizing this kind of conference on the theme which is quite relevant to society, which is quite relevant to what are happening or what is happening in our nation and also in the world. In the beginning, I pay great respect to Sant Garge Baba, on whose name this Amravati University is existing. I think sustainability and the lessons given by Sant Garge Baba are one and the same. Those who know Sant Garge Baba can easily understand sustainability, concept of sustainability, applicability of sustainability, and also the research opportunities in the field of sustainability. Let me thank on behalf of all the members of Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad to the great personality like Bhaskar Dada, one who is the key person in running this institute, running this college, and one who was right from the beginning supportive for conducting this conference. I am also thankful to the head of the department, and my young friend Vijay Dada, one who is also the main organizer of the conference, principal of this college, and the members of the staff members. Because I know Chandul Bazar is not a big city, it is a small town, and that's why it is not this conference is not just organized by the people from geography department, but also from the other departments. I see many faculties from other departments who are helping Vijay Dada for smooth conducting of this conference. I congratulate the persons, members of Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad, whose work has been felicitated by the committee. I am thankful to the committee who has impartially selected the 3 names. One for lifetime achievement, Professor and my friend Dr. Rajani Deshmukh. Then the great experienced geographer and chairman of board of studies in this university, Dr. Akhre sir, and my young friend Dr. Amit Sonawde. I congratulate all the 3 great persons who have put in some efforts to develop geography in this state. I also mention my young friend Dr. Gedam, one who is retired, but before retirement he has established a very good and sustainable chain and linkages of geographical studies all over the Vidarbha region. And I am just observing the fruits of his hard work. And I am also observing those who welcomed us last night were his students, those who are here in this college working hard for organizing this conference. They are also his students, his friends, his colleagues. And the young man, one who is whose books were inaugurated, published today, is a gifted person. And he is also the replacing my young friend, Dr. Gedam, there in Morshi College. Friends, I really envy Sawan, the young friend Sawan Deshmukh, because he is a gifted person. He has got the he has got the background of intellectual family, because I know his grandfather B.T. Deshmukh. Right from his grandfather, I know the family. And Rajani Deshmukh is my colleague in geography, and also he is gifted in the sense that he has got beautiful wife. Where is it? Where is it? Beautiful wife. That is also good. But you have to maintain your health, my dear friend, young friend. So with these words, I'm really happy to have this conference here, and I'm really feel highly honored to be here offline. Offline means in person on the dais with such great dignitaries. We always call him as our young leader, Dr. Jyotiram More is there, and our young boss, Dr. Musmare is there, because even Professor Gedam says, no, first namaskar to Musmare. We call him boss. Okay, that is good. They are really running the legacy of Maharashtra Bhugol Parishad, which has been established by late Todkar, Devpule, late Samant, Khatu sir, then your from Vidarbha, Amalnet, no, late चिंचमळतपुरे वैद्यचे गाईड कोण? वैद्यचे गाईड कोण? नाही, पुराणिक सर. येस, पुराणिक सर वॉज ऑल्सो. येस, वैद्य सरांचे गाईड देवधर. आणखीन मला वाटतं देवधर नाही, याचे गाईड वैद्य आपला BC वैद्यचे. So he was, so all these people from Vidarbha helped Todkar to establish this, Professor Todkar. And do you know that Professor Todkar was not PhD and he was not considered as great geographer, but he has put in his hard work to establish this. Similarly, I must mention the one who is a really visionary person, one who is grandfather of my young friend Vijay, and he has established this educational institute in way back in 1968. Means what? Means there is one expert in population geography and GIS in our company. I think one who has done postdoctoral research, Dr. Munde. So he will corroborate if I am wrong, that in 1968, Chandur Bazar was having just less than 20% of literacy. So at that time, one who was illiterate, only he was writing Govind as his signature. Otherwise, he was not he was not familiar with the reading and writing. But he established the Educational Institute, and now we are just enjoying the fruits of his work. So this is a great person. He's just like Karmavir or just like Garge Baba. He is also highly respected person in Vidarbha region. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am really happy and I am eager to listen to my again young friend K. Kumar Swami, one who is already there online right from I think 11 o'clock. Kumar Swami, please bear with us, because all these some rituals, you can call it as some essential parts of the rural Maharashtra. So they are, we took a lot of time for those who have joined online with the purpose of listening something geography from you. So they must be eager to listen to you. So with these words, I welcome all the people here who are present in person and those who are joined us online. Thank you very much. Thanks.
धन्यवाद सर. यानंतर या 2 दिवसीय राष्ट्रीय परिषदेला बीजभाषक म्हणून लाभलेले प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर के कुमारस्वामी यांच्या परिचयासाठी मी डॉक्टर शिर्के मॅडमना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी परिचय द्यावा.
Thank you, sir. Very good afternoon to all. Venerable sir. Dr. Tushar Deshmukh, Registrar, Sant Gadge Baba, Amravati University, Amravati. Among the guests of honor, Dr. Praveen Saptashri Sir, Honorable Chairperson, Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad, Pune. Dr. Jyotiram More, Honorable General Secretary, Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad, Pune. Dr. Arjun Doke Sir, Honorable Joint Secretary, Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad, Pune. Dr. Arjun Musmade Sir, Honorable Vice Chairman, Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad, Pune. Dr. Sunil Akre Sir, Chairman, Geography Board of Study, Sant Gadge Baba, Amravati University, Amravati. Dr. Devidas Geram Sir, Honorable Retired Reader, Department of Geography, Bharatiya Mahavidyalaya, Moshi, District Amravati. Honorable Rajni Deshmukh, Retired Leader, Department of Geography, Bharatiya Mahavidyalaya, Amravati. Dr. Rajendra Ramteke Sir, Honorable Principal, J.S. Lope, Arts, Commerce and Science College, Chandur Bazar. My dear colleagues, senior and junior professors, dear participants, professors who are participating in the conference from various corners of the state, and dear non-teaching staff. Today I am feeling very much honored that I have been assigned the duty of introducing an eminent academician, Honorable Dr. A. Kumarswamy Sir. He is the keynote addressee of this inaugural program. At present, he is resource person, UGC BCR Emirates, Professor Department of Geography, Bharati Southern University, Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. During his academic career, he has surpassed many milestones which cannot be elaborated within the space of few pages. And here is a brief note of his biodata which I am going to read before you. Dr. K. Kumarswamy obtained his bachelor degree in geography in 1997 from Government Arts College, Coimbatore, MSc in 1979 in geography and PhD in 1986 in water resources management from University of Madras. He was the first rank holder in graduate and postgraduate studies. He was awarded UGC and CSIR fellowships for his doctoral research associateship programs at University of Madras. His advanced training were at Indian Institute of Remote Sensing, Dehradun, India in 1996 and Water Resources Research Center, Budapest, Hungary in 1993. In both the programs, he was awarded distinction for his meritorious studies. He is associated with the UNESCO and German IHP OHP programs and participated in a number of activities in the Netherlands in 1993, Thailand in 1994, Sweden in 1995, Singapore in 1995, France in 1997, again Thailand in 1998, Germany 2001, Sri Lanka 2004, and Canada 2011, Sri Lanka in 2018, Indonesia in 2019, and Malaysia in 2019. He has guided 30 PhD candidates and 75 MPhil, MTech students. To his credit, he has published more than 120 research papers in national and international journals, edited books and proceedings. He has edited the author 10 books in the field of geoinformatics, water resources and environmental studies. He organized 18 national international seminars, workshops, seminar school in Bharati Southern University. He is a life member in a number of national and international associations. He was awarded Professor B.M. Thirunarayanan and the UGIT Award for his continuous research in geography. Now he is the editor of the Indian Geographical Journal, Chennai. He was the director of college and curriculum development cell during 2003 to 2006 and 2013. Besides, he was the warden of the hostel of Bharati Southern University for 10 years from September 2008 onward. He was head the Department of Geography, coordinator of the UGC SAP DRS. On behalf of the principal of the institution, I heartily welcome respected Dr. K. Kumaraswamy in this conference. With this, I conclude. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good morning, all of you, for being participating this two-day national conference. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Honorable Sri Bhaskara Dada Tombe, the Secretary of the Group of Institutions. Honorable Dr. Tushar Deshmukhji, the Registrar of Amravati University. My beloved and respected Guru, Dr. Praveen Saptarsri, and then executive, all the executive committee members of the Maharashtra Bhugol Parishad of Pune. Then the college, the Department of Geography, and all the sister departments of this college, Tombe College, Amravati, for sponsoring this vital conference. You have a number of galaxy of, say, the geographers and then other related disciplines, including Dr. Devadas Gadam from Bharatiya Mahavidyalaya, Morshi, Professor Vijay Bole from Usmania University, Hyderabad. Then the head of the Department of Geography, Vijay Dada. Then all the geographers from rural background of Vidarbha region. I'm really happy to participate this program, not only the conference, but also the way you are organizing this conference. I have learned so many things from you, especially from Maharashtra and particularly from this college. Because earlier I had been to Amravati a couple of years before for organizing participating a conference with Professor Saptarsri. And here you are garlanding all these, say, the personal founders and all. And you are also releasing so many books, and and also the abstract, and you are giving excellence award for senior professors, junior professors, and whom not. It's an excellent thing that I have learned these kind of things from Karnataka and also from Maharashtra. So I have also initiated this kind of say providing achievement award to we have started first some 10 years before to the students, and now we have to extend this to the teachers also. So that's a good thing that I have learned from you. Dear friends, today most probably Professor Saptarshri might have given the title, and this is sustainable management, a novel thing, a novel concept for geographers to learn. Not only geography, but almost all social scientists should enter into studying the basic concepts to applications. Besides these, then there are ample, say, the possibilities to conduct research in this kind of, say, sustainable management and also sustainable development concepts. Let me share my slides. Is it visible to you all?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about only the title, that is sustainability management, the concepts, applications, and research opportunities. Okay. So let us talk about the spheres of the Earth, because we are concerned about the Earth. And let us talk briefly about various spheres which are controlling the human beings. We have 4 spheres, that is hydrosphere, lithosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere. All these spheres are the base or the backbone of human, activities. Hydrosphere, we mean to say that we are studying various forms of water, that is solid, liquid, and the gaseous forms, and how they are interrelated, and then how they are intra-related, and then how human beings are involved in controlling the flow of rivers, or controlling even artificial rainfall and so on. So that part is a hydrological thing, which is a part and parcel of the environment. And second one is geology, which talks about the rocks and minerals beneath the surface of the earth. That is a base over which we are moving, and which concerns mostly with the various types of rocks, and then various types of minerals, and then economic minerals, and so many things. And meteorology comes as a third part, that is atmosphere, and which concerns with the temperature, rainfall, humidity, air current, cyclones, and whatnot. So all these things are fundamental elements in the study of environment. And the fourth one, finally, is the study of plants, animals, and microbes. All these 3 elements are interwoven over all the 3 said spheres. And fortunately, geography studies all the spheres. It's a very good thing that even when I go through, because for the past 5-6 years, I'm concentrating on studying the Indian Geographical Society's volumes, and there I could see how geography was developing through ages. Earlier it was old or traditional geography, and then came the modern geographical concepts. And in modern geographical concepts, it is nothing but studying all the spheres and human activities with a tool of maps. So this was the backbone of the modern geography. And in recent meeting held a month before, I also recommended for a centenary celebration decade for Indian geography, because Indian geography started in 1920s, and it was in Pakistan, and now Aligarh took the second chance. And society-wise, the Indian Geographical Society was the first one to start, and then it was started by Subramaniam, because they were relatives, and then they started this. And they have recorded all the events, not only in the Madras presidency, but also in other areas where how things are moving, and then what was going on and so on. So they recorded all these things in the title of news and notes. So even as an editor, I am continuing this after say 60, 70 years of the gap of news and notes, which gives the glimpse of activities that was going on some 100 years, 90 years or 95 years, what was going on related to geography. Okay. So in that sense, the UGC has also circulated a couple of days before the say the necessity to start planning, because Professor R.P. Misra and others have recommended this to Panchayat union level of appointing various planners, but I do not think that was still there in reserve banks or in UGC, but the time has come that planning is the backbone of any developmental activity. So probably you might have seen the UGC recommendation of starting regional planning co-programs in various central universities and then other universities. So the changing nature of geography, because I talked about the old traditional geography. 1 minute. In the traditional geography, it was all map works, and then it was about the trade, that is economic geography, commercial geography, and so on. So it means the length of the rivers, then the harbors, places, then oceans, and this was the work, because we could see the syllabi of various classes, and that was considered as very old and traditional. And on several occasions, they change the syllabus, and then they come with modern geography. Professor Herbertson of Oxford, he was a pioneer in the modern geography, and his disciple and student, or maybe colleague, was working in Madras, and then he inaugurated the Madras Geographical Society, besides chaired by Professor Iyer, who was the Vice Chancellor of Banaras Indian University, and then simultaneously in various universities. So that was modern geography. Modern geography, as we know very well, that it all concerns with various peers and then intra and interrelationship and using map as a tool. So this was going on till say 1990 or even 2000, when the Supreme Court came with a recommendation that we should study, or we should start environmental studies in all the graduate programs. And there a boom came to geography, that because environment means studying all the components, because there was no environmental studies or environmental sciences department in various universities, excepting Pune University. Professor Saptrishti was the head of the department, so on. So excepting a few universities, all the universities did not have that kind of facility of training students. Then in 2010 onwards, we are concentrating on disaster studies. Yes, it is also another second booster to geography, because disaster means not only physical disasters, but also social and economic disasters. So we are also concerned with the disaster studies. Now in 2020 onwards, we are calling the subject as the science of sustainability. Several authors have given this title, Science of Sustainability, mainly because no subject studies all these spheres together. Only geography, which is in both science background and social science background. Only for that reason, I was awarded a UGC PSR fellowship a couple of years before, and now I am in ICSR. So it means we can move on left and right to basic sciences and also on social sciences. So this is the foundation for the growth of geography. And this is very, very essential because we study the spatial structures, the existing things as such, and the processes, how they have moved over the years or decades or centuries. And then the patterns emerged in various decades or centuries. And we also talk about the trajectories which are responsible for all these things. So therefore, we have another entry to the spectrum of study of geography, that is the science of sustainability from 2020 onwards. So what made all these things possible in the last, say, about 50 years? We are moving towards the scientific explanation. That is because of the data explosion, and all the authors, we geographers know the data explosion and then processing and then coming towards scientific, because earlier it was all descriptive. Now it is moving towards scientific. And also we can also say a little bit about the technological thing, because when Bharadasan University introduced the MTech program way back in 1990, some 32 years before, we started the MTech program, that is a post-MSc program of remote sensing. And then the names and nomenclatures changed to GAS and then geomatics, GIS application and so on. But now for the past 1 decade or so, we are sticking up with geoinformatics, because geoinformatics encompasses all the major fields, and therefore it is the geoinformatics can be called as an art, science, and technology of using the geoinformation and infrastructure to address the problems of the society. This is a general thing. And here in geoinformatics, we collect the geodatabase and then analyze and model the geodata and then integrate in the computer tool and software to address the issues. So this is about the elements. Then what are the major fields of geoinformatics? Geoinformatics includes remote sensing, GNSS, and GIS. All the 3 components are very important. Before entering into the subject as such, we should know about the fundamentals of remote sensing. That is collecting the information without direct contact, either through thermal sensors or radar or GPR. And recently we have the drone technology coming, and that is replacing our hyperspectral remote sensing. So it means earlier we had aerial, now then in 1970 onwards satellite, then all these things. So this part is remote sensing, which is very, very essential. The second one is GNSS, Global Navigation Satellite Systems. And earlier we used to say that GPS is American technology. Or we can also use GLONASS in Russia, then European Galileo, Chinese Beidou, and so on. So all these things are local navigation systems, and we are also going towards our Indian indigenous technology. But whatever it may be, the base is ground survey. So ground survey and then satellite survey, then mobile surveillance, and we are using all these satellite-based surveillance system. So I request all the, say, the Board of Studies chairman and then members avoid using the word GPS for navigation system, because this is American word. So use the common word, Global Navigation Satellite System. Whenever you write GPS, you think twice and then expand it. Probably you can use the GPS in heading as American system of GPS and avoid using the GPS because this is not the universal word which could not which is being used in syllabi of various co-programs. Then the third one is GIS. So GIS is Geographic Information System because this is the core of our subject. Because earlier it was called as cartography, then because of the information explosion, we are using the computer, and then with the support of Google and all the internet processors, we have enormous quantity of data, and these data are being processed, and we are producing excellent maps. Only for that purpose, geography is appreciated like anything, not only from geosciences, but also in other fields, even in disaster management or in private multinational agencies. They also appoint these GA specialists in their companies for taking up the projects and so on. Let us go into the detail. One more step. If you look at the solar system, then it is a dust of the dust. When you compare the universe or any scale you take, then our solar system and then the earth, all are dust of the dust. And whether we are small or big, whatever it may be, we are living in the earth, which is an excellent planet. And nature has given all the resources for us to use. And unfortunately, we have forgotten the judicious utilization. Say, for example, water, air, soil, or whatnot. Take any resource, we are unjudicially utilizing all these resources. The thing is that we are more concerned about our generation, and we have forgotten the future generation, because these resources does not belong to our generation, but also to the future generation, because we should leave at least, we can make use of them for a couple of percentages and leave them for future generation. And here comes the sustainable development. It means, yes, you have the right to use, but not everything. And not only that, but also you're destroying all these things, because your next generation may see all polluted rivers and all polluted soil and all polluted air. And what is remaining? And they would not see the fresh air or fresh water or fresh soil. So therefore, here comes the sustainability of resources. There are a couple of concepts related to the sustainability of management. One concept is growth. So probably what is the abstract definition of growth? If you have a numerical expansion of an element in the system, that is growth. So for example, if a school is there, and if the number of students are enrolled with a higher number, it is just a growth of numbers in the school, and it is not the development. It means just a numerical expansion. Say instead of 2,000, it is coming to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, so on. So it is just a numerical expansion of an element. Here the element is nothing but the enrollment of students. In the system means it's a school system. So in the system, if you want a real development in the school system, it means there should be a proportional growth of all the components of the system. So if you say that the school has developed, it means proportionally the students' enrollment should be there, then teachers' appointment, and then you have the infrastructure, everything, transport and all facilities. So it means if they are proportionally grow, if all the elements in the school system is proportionally grow, then we can say that the school has developed, and you can apply this concept to any system. The third one is management. Management in abstract, it is because any management personnel will think he should increase the efficiency. So if you increase the efficiency of a system, that is by applying or implementing certain strategies, because if a new manager comes, he will experiment some certain strategies to the institution, and then he will increase the efficiency, and sometimes it may be a disaster, sometimes it may be a negative efficiency. So whatever it may be, management in essence is increasing the efficiency of the system by implementing certain strategies. These strategies come from his perception about the institution or his experience with other institutions where he worked. Then the fourth concept is sustainability. The abstract definition is it is the ability of the system to continue for a longer time. It means this system should function, or it should last for a longer period, not only our generation, but also the future generation. So that kind of ability, if the ecosystem or a region which could be able to sustain and which could provide almost equal opportunity of providing facilities to the human, say the element in the system for a longer period, then that is sustainability. Then sustainable development is it is a proportional growth of various components in the system which could last longer. So it means you apply this sustainability and then development, then you will get a definition. Then what about sustainable management? Yes, it is application of long-lasting practices in a system which could bring benefits to the present and future generation. So it is combination of 2-3 basic concepts. Hope you now coming to the environmental sciences, because environmental sciences has a number of say the sub branches or various fields to understand. First, let us look at the environmental science as such. Environmental science is an interdisciplinary study that includes both applied and theoretical aspects of the natural and man-made, say, the environments. Then environmental management is a systematic approach to minimize the damages created by the organization to the environment. So it means we have already damaged the system, and then we are coming out with certain strategies. Environmental studies, as proposed by the Supreme Court of India some 20 years before, it incorporates more on social sciences for understanding the human relationships based on perceptions, policies, and so on. So we have environmental science as such, then environmental management and environmental sciences, and environmental engineering is the last one, or maybe one among the various environmental sciences. It is focusing on the design and technology of improving the environmental quality, even sustainable construction of dams or canals or whatever it may be. So all these things are nothing but the environmental engineering. So all these are basics to understanding the environmental sciences. And then okay. Here comes the sustainability, say the management principles. There are certain principles which are needed to be understood by all of us before proceeding for environmental ecosystem analysis or for regional analysis or whatever it may be. These principles are the backbones or basics for studying, even for conducting research work. The first one is, because there is no time, so I am not going to explain all these things. One is adapt whatever is adaptable. So it means you apply the strategies which are adaptable. So study the region or the ecosystem, and then apply the strategies. Then appropriate scale of action, that is, it starts from individual to international, because individually you can have improvement or apply the status, or going to international level. That probably we have individual, then you have a community, then you have yes, a village level or regional level, then state level, national, international, and so on. So, and which level you are doing your you are applying the principle for sustainable management. Then collaboration and engagement. So this is very, very interesting, because you have to collaborate with the other agencies. Say if you are an institution, educational institution, then you have to collaborate with various government agency or NGO or other multinational companies or whatever it may be. And you have to engage the local people. So engage local institutions. If someone is coming to your Vidarbha, then they could make use of your department for conducting the social survey or for even investigation and so on. So, and this is the third component. Fourth one is public participation, because to whom you are preparing the report or to whom you are planning, it is for the local people. So we should get the public participation in the decision making. That is the final proposals. Then collect the relevant evidences where there are uncertainties. So if you feel that you are going with certain mindset, and in investigating, you find something is deviating from your mindset, and if that is the case, then collect relevant evidences, because that proves your mindset to be blown out and then coming with the new ideas. Then take account of the benefits of the values of natural resources and ecosystem. So the benefits, because natural resources are to give benefits to the users, that is human beings. And you also think about the short, medium, and long-term consequences. Whatever action you are taking, you think this. Then take action to prevent the significant damages, because when you are when something is when nature is giving something to us, and you have to plan, and by this way you are doing some kind of activity, and that damages the ecosystem or region, and that you have to assess. Then take account of the resilience of ecosystem that could withstand forever or withstand for at least a longer period. So that kind of ecosystem you should design, because diversity, connection between say within and between ecosystems, because diversity is unique for a particular ecosystem, and then the connections within and outside ecosystems are different, and the scale of operation, whether it is for a region or for a community or whatever it may be. And then the condition of this ecosystem, in which level whether it is deteriorated 80% or whether it has just started deteriorating, and so on. And adaptability of whether whatever strategies you implement, whether the ecosystem could adapt your strategies, and so on. So all these things are nothing but the principles of sustainable management. Okay. Okay. So when you look at a region or an ecosystem, each one is unique, because Vidarbha region is unique, and even within Vidarbha you have so many other local areas where you have differences. So that kind of, if you go for a, say, a river basin within Vidarbha, then maybe nearby river basin may be different from the just nearby river basin, and therefore each one is unique, and you should understand the complex relationships within the ecosystem. And number two, think about the benefits we get. The same thing, what benefits you are getting, and encourage us to think about our ecosystem more resilient, and the involvement of people in tracking these challenges from, okay. So it means the local people are to be engaged and the local institutions are to be consulted. Then here comes sustainable development. By understanding the miseries of the people, miseries of the things that are happening. The United Nations, 193 member states of the United Nations came with met in 2015, and then they have outlined the transformative vision for economic, social, and environmental development. So for that, they come out with 17 sustainable development goals, and we will see one by one, not more than 10 seconds, and then see what we can do. Because this SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, are the continuation of the 8 Millennium Development Goal, MDGs. So which began in 2000 up to 15, for 15 years, up to 2015 it was to end, and it was put in a different bottle, and that is SDG. So MDGs become SDG, and during SDG implementation of the Sustainable Development Goal, nearly 1 billion people were they came out from the extreme poverty, because poverty is such an evil thing that we should work and eradicate this poverty. That is extreme poverty. Extreme poverty is extremely bad. Then the SDGs carry on momentum generated by Millennium Development Goal with an ambitious post-2015 development agenda. And then SDGs were the resultant of, say, the 2020 Rio conference, which demanded the creation of such SDGs, and people from experts from developed and developing countries prepared this agenda, and then it's an excellent agenda. There are some loopholes and so on. Then, okay. The funding, the MDGs relied mostly on governments and non-profit organizations, while SDGs are including the private business sector also, because they are billionaires, and they were also interested, and therefore they have been incorporated. Then another thing is UN must find more ways of including the private sector in achieving several of the goals they propose, that is 17 goals. And the roadmap to SDG is that it's a historic and a holistic opportunity, especially for developing countries, because the purpose is ending the extreme poverty, reducing the inequality, promoting inclusive economic growth and decent work for all. Then creating sustainable cities, and then addressing the climate change effects. So it means it includes almost all SDGs. Dear friends, now it is coming to the implementation stage, and then everyone is working on this. Even for the past 5-6 years, all countries are starting gauge their starting point, and then set a new record of implementing this. And the thing is, several of them were at the lower end, and several of them are at the higher end, and so on. So there are imbalances, and our task is normalizing this. These also represent a planning and a follow-up tool at various levels. So it means if we are in 20% level, then how to achieve this in different phased manner, say for example in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and so on. And that is where each country is engaged in. Even 5-year plans or annual plans or whatever it may be, we are considering. Well, it's an ambitious plan. Yes, everyone admits that it is an ambitious plan, but without ambition, we cannot achieve that goal. But whatever it may be, it is representatives of governments, civil society, academic institutions, and private sectors are involved. And we are moving ahead, maybe 5-6 years, we are moving in a positive way. Okay, this is what it is a development. It is the Brundtland Commission's thing in 1987. They introduced the sustainable development concept, and it's moving on. Okay. Then these are all the things, the ambitious plans, no poverty, and then just look at zero hunger, then good health and well-being. Number 4, quality education. Number 5, gender equality. Number 6, clean water and sanitation. Then affordable and clean energy. Then decent work and economic growth. Then industry, innovation and infrastructure. Then reduced inequalities. Then sustainable cities and communities. Sustainable consumption and production. Then climate action. Life below the water. Life on land. Then peace, justice, and strong institutions, and partnerships for the goals. So all the 17 are interrelated. Several of them interwoven with one another. And if you look at all the 17 goals, most of them are because if you look at the first goal, it means it is a removal of poverty and so on. So it means we are starting with removing the poverty, and then their role in say the United Nations 16th goal and then 17th goal is partnership. So it means everyone has to come together for uplifting the world. And scale factor, probably I consider the time, and then for I am taking this scale factor. Yes, we know very well that sustainability has 3 elements. One is environment, second is human needs, and the third one is economy. It has to operate in different levels. So it starts from individual to global. So individually, it means the personal development is possible when one realizes or diagnoses his mistakes or her mistakes and incorporate changes. So this means we may have negative activities to the society or to the family or to the community. And if you remove all these things, and then if you realize that, then sustainable management of individual arises. This applies to this, you can apply this to community level. Say if you are living, say 50 houses in an apartment or 100 houses in a village, then if your house, your individuality, correction of your individuality leads to the correction to the family, that could affect the community. If that is the case, if this is the positive thing, then it could spread to your neighboring regions. If it is a community, then nearby community. If it is a village, then nearby villages. If it is a region, a district, then nearby districts and so on. So this would spread to other areas in a positive way, so that there could be an overall development. Then the thing is, you may have new ideals, and you have to incorporate all these new ideals into the action. Say, for example, urban planning. If you take urban planning, then driving with most efficient fuel vehicle, or even solar, say, cells, or whatever it may be, that could improve the urban system. So urban system has so many elements, and one of the elements of the system could be this transport system. And that transport system has so many elements and so on. So if you spread all these things, then urban planning comes in. And if a community sets a goal, and then people in the nearby regions, yes, I said earlier that if the community develops, then the nearby communities also get this, and they would develop. And geography, the science which deals with various spheres, considers as the science of sustainability, and it can evolve the skills and design the strategies to adapt and mitigate the global environmental challenges, because every now and then we are facing so many challenges, and these challenges are to be met. Say, for example, the best example could be the COVID-19. COVID-19, because of this, almost several nations have been their gross domestic product or even survival becomes a question, and therefore each nation has to pledge and then take certain measures to eradicate the poverty or for giving aids to these, say, the less developed nations and so on. So this could be the sustainable development, and if you apply certain measures, then your sustainable management comes in. And what is the role of geography? Geography has enormous potential in terms of what I said earlier, the remote sensing or GIS or GNSS, or even quantification, then prove that we are there to give some solutions. Say, for example, the tool of map is an inevitable part in geography, and then if you give some solutions through maps, then it will be an excellent thing. So probably with this, I should say that a big thank to you for inviting me to this conference. And I wish the conference a very successful one, and especially the Vidarbha College, the Tombe College, and the Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad of Pune, which needs high appreciation for inviting me. I could have been there with you to enjoy this function, but I could not do because of this COVID and the distance. Otherwise, I could come. Thank you very much, one and all.
मी सर्व सर्व बाहेर उभे असलेले प्राध्यापक, संशोधक मित्र, कर्मचारी वृंद, विद्यार्थी बंधू भगिनींनो, बीज भाषणानंतर लगेच आपल्याला कार्यक्रमाला सुरुवात करायची आहे. तरी जे बाहेर उभे असेल त्या सर्व सन्माननीय सदस्यांनी या गोसी टोंपे कला वाणिज्य विज्ञान महाविद्यालय, चांदूरबाजार भूगोल विभाग, तसेच महाराष्ट्र भूगोलशास्त्र परिषद पुणे यांच्या संयुक्त विद्यमाने होत असलेल्या 2 दिवसीय कार्यपरिषदेला उपस्थित सर्व सन्माननीय पाहुण्यांचं मी पुनश्च मनपूर्वक स्वागत करतो. या परिषदेचे अध्यक्ष आदरणीय भास्कर दादा टोंपे, परिषदेचे उद्घाटक डॉक्टर तुषारजी देशमुख सर, उपस्थित असलेले सर्व सन्माननीय मान्यवरांचं मी पुनश्च शब्दसंबोधनाने स्वागत करतो. आणि या 2 दिवसीय परिषदेच्या उद्घाटनीय कार्यक्रमासाठी मी आदरणीय भास्कर दादा टोंपे यांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी या प्रसंगी उद्घाटनीय भाषण करा, अध्यक्षीय भाषण करा. नाही, नंतर दोन वेगवेगळे त्याला सगळ्यांना वाटतं
या 2 दिवसीय भूगोल राष्ट्रीय परिषदेला उपस्थित
सर्व सन्माननीय महाराष्ट्र भूगोल परिषदे पुण्याचे सर्व अध्यक्ष, सचिव, सदस्य आणि महाविद्यालयाचे प्राचार्य, आमच्या सर्व इथे उपस्थित झालेले प्राध्यापक वर्ग, ऑनलाईन असलेले सगळे प्राध्यापक, संशोधक, या ठिकाणी संस्थेच्या वतीने मी सर्वांचे मनापासून स्वागत करतो. आपण सर्व पुण्यावरून आलेले सगळे पाहुणे जवळपास कालपासून इथे हजर झालेले आहे, त्यांचं सुद्धा मनापासून स्वागत करतो आणि आभार सुद्धा मानतो. मित्रहो, ही राष्ट्रीय परिषद भूगोलची जवळपास 2 महिन्यापासून सर्व कामं घरून विजय असल्यामुळे चालतात आहे आणि सर्व आतापर्यंत जे काही ऐकलं, भूगोल हा विषय मुळात खूप मोठा विषय आहे आणि भूगोलातलं लक्ष सगळ्या क्षेत्राकडे आहे. म्हणून माझं या प्रसंगी सगळ्या संशोधकांना या विषयामध्ये जास्तीत जास्त संशोधन, माणूस जगत असताना सर्व प्राणी सर्व त्या या भूगोलामध्ये सामावलेला आहे आणि या पृथ्वीवर जे काही प्रश्न आता सध्याच्या परिस्थितीत भेडसावत आहे, त्या सर्व प्रश्नांना आपल्या भूगोलाचे सर्व संशोधक चांगल्या पद्धतीची वाट मोकळी करून या प्रसंगाने देतील आणि चांगल्यात चांगले संशोधन या ठिकाणी होऊन आपल्या भूगोल विषयाची छाप संपूर्ण जगावर पडली पाहिजे. याच प्रसंगी आपणाकडून सगळ्यांकडून ही इच्छा प्रदर्शित करतो आणि आपले सर्वांचे पुनश्च या परिषदेमध्ये सर्वांचे संस्थेच्या वतीने गोसी टोंपे महाविद्यालय सार्वजनिक ट्रस्टच्या वतीने आणि टोंपे परिवाराच्या वतीने आपले सर्वांचे मनापासून स्वागत करतो. आपण सगळ्या आलात, आमच्या महाविद्यालयाची शोभा वाढवली म्हणून आपल्या सगळ्यांचे आभार सुद्धा मानतो आणि थांबतो. जय हिंद.
धन्यवाद दादा. उद्घाटनीय विचार व्यक्त करत असताना आपण जी खंत निर्माण सांगितली की या ठिकाणी पर्यावरणाचा होत असलेला ऱ्हास हा कशा पद्धतीने आपण भूगोलाच्या संशोधकांनी कसा वाचवावा, ऱ्हास कसा होणार नाही, विकास कसा होत जाईल, संसाधन
संस्थेचे संस्थापक अध्यक्ष स्वर्गीय गोविंदराव दादा टोंपे यांच्या प्रतिमेला अभिवादन करतो. आजच्या या 2 दिवसीय भूगोलशास्त्र परिषदेचे अध्यक्ष म्हणून आपल्या संस्थेचे सचिव, आमचे सर्वांचे मार्गदर्शक माननीय भास्करदादा टोंपे हे उपस्थित झाले, त्याबद्दल त्यांचं मी मनपूर्वक आभार मानतो. आजच्या या कार्यक्रमाला उद्घाटक म्हणून डॉक्टर तुषार देशमुख, कुलसचिव संत गाडगेबाबा अमरावती विद्यापीठ अमरावती यांनी सुद्धा उपस्थित राहून आम्हाला बहुमोलाचं मार्गदर्शन केलं, त्याबद्दल त्यांचं सुद्धा मी या ठिकाणी संस्थेच्या वतीनं मनपूर्वक आभार मानतो. डॉक्टर बाळासाहेब गोपने सर, अध्यक्ष महाराष्ट्र भूगोलशास्त्र परिषद पुणे, डॉक्टर प्रवीण सप्तश्री सर, चेअरमन महाराष्ट्र भूगोलशास्त्र परिषद पुणे, डॉक्टर ज्योतिराम मोरे सर, जनरल सेक्रेटरी महाराष्ट्र भूगोल शास्त्र परिषद पुणे, डॉक्टर अर्जुन मुसमाडे सर, उपाध्यक्ष महाराष्ट्र भूगोलशास्त्र परिषद पुणे, डॉक्टर अर्जुन डोके सर, सहसचिव महाराष्ट्र भूगोलशास्त्र परिषद पुणे, डॉक्टर तुषार शितोळे सर, सदस्य महाराष्ट्र भूगोलशास्त्र परिषद पुणे, डॉक्टर देवीदास गेडाम सर, डॉक्टर रजनी देशमुख मॅडम, डॉक्टर सुनील अकरे सर, अध्यक्ष भूगोल अभ्यास मंडळ, डॉक्टर ओमप्रकाशजी मुंडे सर, सिनेट सदस्य आणि बीज भाषक डॉक्टर के कुमारस्वामी सर, डॉक्टर विजय टोंपे सर, डॉक्टर नंदकिशोर गव्हाळे सर, महाविद्यालयाचे प्राचार्य डॉक्टर राजेंद्र रामटेके सर, या सर्वांनी उपस्थित राहून आम्हाला सर्वांना मुलांचं मार्गदर्शन केलं. त्याबद्दल या सर्वांचं मी महाविद्यालयाच्या वतीनं मनपूर्वक स्वागत करतो. आणि आजच्या या परिषदेला ऑफलाईन ऑनलाईन सर्व प्राध्यापक, संशोधक, विद्यार्थी सहभागी झाले, त्याबद्दल त्यांचं सुद्धा मी महाविद्यालयाच्या वतीनं मनपूर्वक स्वागत करतो. आणि आजचा हा उद्घाटनीय कार्यक्रम संपला असं अध्यक्षांच्या वतीनं जाहीर करतो. यानंतरची सूत्र डॉक्टर वरांडे सर सांभाळतील असं मी त्यांना विनंती करतो. धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद सर. यानंतर या परिषदेचे पहिले सत्र आपण त्याला सुरुवात करत आहे. आणि या पहिल्या सत्रासाठी अध्यक्ष म्हणून मी डॉक्टर देवीदासजी गेडाम सर यांना आमंत्रित करतो. आणि व्याख्याता म्हणून डॉक्टर प्रवीणजी सप्तर्षी सर यांना आमंत्रित करतो. मॅडम त्यांना पण करा.
प्रेझेंटेशन असेल ना तिथे.
पहिल्या सत्राचे अध्यक्ष माननीय देवीदासजी गेडाम सर यांचे स्वागत करण्यासाठी मी आपल्या महाविद्यालयाचे प्राध्यापक डाकोरे सरांना आमंत्रित करतो. फोटो काढणं. गेडाम सरांचं स्वागत डाकोरे सर करतील. या पहिल्या सत्राचे व्याख्याते डॉक्टर प्रवीणजी सप्तर्षी सर यांचे स्वागत करण्यासाठी मी प्रफुल्ल चौधरी सरांना आमंत्रित करतो. सप्तर्षी सर. आणि सप्तर्षी सरांचा परिचय करून देण्यासाठी मी युगंधरा गुल्हाने मॅडमना विनंती करतो.
Today we are having a very enlightening personality with us. We all know that Dr. Saptarshi sir, Dr. Praveen Saptarshi sir, working as a professor of sustainable development in research Pune, and he has various key posts at the university statutory boards, bodies. Along with the academic and research work, 51 PhD students has awarded PhD degree under his able guidance. He published near about 80 research papers and 1 research volume. He has contributed and successfully completed 5 research projects and 11 sponsored research projects. So has having a very huge academic and research experience. Along with academic and research work, he is socially activist as he is giving the contribution to the foundation of school and college at rural development for the rural development. And in 2005, he has awarded with the Best Teacher Award by University of Pune. So today we are having such an enlightening personality, always smiling personality with us, who has visited many times to the foreign university like UK, Belgium, Netherlands, France, Germany, Italy, Austria, Switzerland, and Australia. We once again welcome you, Dr. Saptarshi sir, and I hand over mic to Saptarshi sir.
Thank you very much. Chairman sir, Professor Dr. Gedam sir, and Bhaskar Dada, one who is the secretary of this institute, principal of this college, my colleagues from Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad, my friend who is online, Dr. K. Kumar Swami, and friends, ladies and gentlemen, it is really good to understand, it is really a good time to understand and relevant to understand the concept of sustainability. The sustainability, this concept was started way back in 1986 when Brundtland Commission was established by United Nations. United Nations have entrusted this responsibility of developing some concept which can be environment friendly and which can also achieve growth. And that's why the department was renamed as not just Environment Department, but Department of Environment and Development. And then this was given by, this task was given to a big committee headed by Brundtland. Brundtland was a lady. She was Prime Minister of Norway. So this means that the United Nations ensured the participation of politicians, the political leaders, and that's why it was also included by so many politicians, then the scientists from environmental science, chemistry, physics, engineering, as well as geography, economics, sociology. So it was a multidisciplinary committee. It was a very good mix of the academicians and the politicians. And later on, this concept was accepted by 1992, the first World Summit on Environment and Development by United Nations, and the participant countries, round about 193 countries out of 220 countries. So this means that the majority of the world polity has accepted the concept of sustainability, and still it is going on. So at that time, Agenda 21 was given as a protocol of that first summit. Then in 2002, the Agenda 21 was, Agenda 21 means Agenda for 21st Century, and then it was elaborated in 2002, and it is then it was written, the details of that Agenda 21 and the sustainability management have been written in the sustainable goals, and some program, short-term program, means what to achieve step by step. The management, sustainability management was given in the sustainability goals published in, I think, 2015. Then again sustainability goals, again they were given in 2017 or 18. So this means that the world polity is interested in giving the phase-wise program, what to do up to 2030, what to do up to 2060, 2070, like that. This is because it is the environmental emergency is well felt right from 1990. At the same time, in Kyoto, it was decided how to address the issues of global warming or climate change. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is with the understanding of this kind of history, one can understand that the Honorable Prime Minister of India has also participated in Paris conference, and he has promised the world that we will adopt the climate change disaster. We will avoid climate change disaster by adopting certain policies. So, according to him, he has committed to the World Forum that we will be carbon zero nation by 2070, not 2030, but 2070. Means some 40 more years he has taken the lease from the world community. But so when we try to understand the basic concept of sustainability, it is based on intergeneration equity. It is the most important human principle, ethical principle, and that ethical principle is equity. Equity not amongst the present generation, but equity with the generations in future. This means that we can use the resources in such a way that some stock of resources should be kept aside for future generations so that they can also enjoy the benefits of the development. So, similarly, benefits of development should be enjoyed by all sections of society. And that's why it is called as inclusive development, Sarva Samaveshak development. So this is the concept of sustainability. But this concept, when it comes to its applicability, we can see that some of the programs must be criticized. The academicians should be fearlessly criticize those programs. For example, expressways or this what is that Samruddhi Mahamarga, whether it is sustainable or not. All flyovers in Amravati, Nagpur, Pune, Mumbai. My question is simple. Have this construction of roads and construction of flyover bridges, or have they, because of that, whether the accidents have been reduced, whether any safety norms are there for common man, or whether they are useful to common people. First thing is that they are not useful for 65 to 75% of the people who have no luxury of traveling in cars, number one. Another thing is that for the rural sector, such flyovers such expressways are just like flyovers because they are useless for them. Suppose 75%, 85% of population of India are not using the express highways. Why? Why government should spend money on that? So this is research opportunity for our students. Most of the things, the young geographers, they learn from textbooks, they learn from the thesis of their seniors, and the first and foremost, the model of development is to develop the network, road network. Once road network is there, so young people were, I was traveling yesterday whole day with young friends of mine, and they were just saying that the roads are good. This means it is the encouragement for the future development. How? What kind of future development? Those who have got big cars, this means that we are inviting Mercedes-Benz cars, Volvo cars, costing 1 crore of rupees, and for their smooth running, we are developing some roads. Another issue, which is the great threat, challenge to the sustainability, and that is we are constructing the flyover bridges and roads with concrete. Is it sustainable? Definitely not. So these roads will sustain for 90 to 100 years. What will happen when 2130 comes? So we will have to erase all these roads and the flyover bridges. And my dear friends, India is a small country compared to large population. The per capita land availability of land is limited. So where to dump this? This means that in 2130 onwards, we will not have a space for schools, space for gardens, children gardens. We will not have the space for middle school or college. We will not have the luxury of such big halls to gather and share our views. So this is the things. Now coming to the right, many people, even geographers. So this is research opportunity. The high-rise buildings are constructed in America, constructed in Europe, all developed countries, and the same model we are following, we are copying here in Pune, Mumbai, Nagpur. So do you think that the psychology people can study what happens when I live above 4th floor? So it is the psychologist and the architecture came together and they have put forth one research paper that those who are living in high-rise building, they are under stress because they cannot look down and they cannot recognize. I cannot recognize whether my friend Musmare has come to me, or even I cannot recognize his car from the 12th floor. And I am really, unless and until some bell is somebody is ringing bell on my door, I will not have access to society. And another psychological stress is that now you just imagine your rural, the homes in rural sector. So there is a one veranda. What is veranda? Veranda is semi-private space. And what is road? Road is a public space. But here in the towns and the big cities and metro cities, we are living on 12th floor. We come down by lift and immediately we step out the lift, we are entered into public space. We don't have any buffer zone in between public space and the private space. So just from bedroom to road. So this is a stressful thing as per psychology researches. So there are so many papers. You please try to, geographers should not have the, you can say that the hunger strike against the research papers published in other subjects. म्हणजे आपल्याला इकॉनॉमिक्सचं किंवा सायकोलॉजीचं उपास करायची गरज नाही, त्यांचं पण वाचा, त्यांची पण पुस्तकं वाचा. So that's why it is certainly not sustainable. So what kind of sustainable model is there? So Kumaraswamy has suggested that the climate resilience means climate change साठी असलेली सक्षमता, क्षमता, की त्याला तोंड देण्याची क्षमता वाढवायची. कोणाची? तर the lower strata in the pyramid. So म्हणजे जर आपण लोकसंख्येचा पिरामिड पाहिला तर त्याच्यातला जो खालचा 60-70% भाग आहे, so one who is showing the deprivation of goods access to clean water. So now, if you must have seen the sustainable goals. What is there? Peace is important thing. Sustainable goals, clean water, access to clean water to everyone is one of the goals of sustainability. So this is good application given by the international community, but we are not following them. We want the clean water through bottles because this system gives the opportunity to earn lot of profit, which creates disparity. If we use bottled water, this means that we are supporting disparity. If we use the bottled water, this means that we are supporting the spread of toxicity due to plastic. If this bottled water is kept in sun for more than 8 hours, so it emits certain carcinogenic radiations. And this carcinogenic, म्हणजे तुम्हाला जर प्रवासात पाणी प्यायचं असेल तर जास्तीत जास्त डायरिया होईल अशुद्ध पाणी प्यालं तर, पण हे प्यालं तर कॅन्सर होईल. I think that we are definitely we can tackle with diarrhea, but we are unable to tackle with cancer. So that's why we should avoid this kind of sale of this water and purchase of such things. We should not be in position to use the materials which are given by the big cooperatives. So the Coca-Cola plant excavates mines. I have used the word. मला एकाने विचारलं सर जरा इंग्लिश कच्चं दिसतंय, तुम्ही मायनिंग ऑफ वॉटर असं का म्हणता? म्हणलं हो, पाण्याची खाणच त्यांना सापडली. जर तुम्ही 100 फुटाच्या खाली पाणी, 200 फुटाच्या, 500 फुटाच्या खालचं पाणी, गोड पाणी जर तुम्ही उपसून घेत असाल पंपानी, so that is called as mining of water. And this mining of water has been done by these companies like ते कुठले आपले Nestle, Coca-Cola. So why we should? They have been by international code, they have been charged penalty of billions of dollars. But lakshat theva, they have paid it immediately next day, and that is their sustainability. But we have to threaten. We have to threat their sustainability by saying no to bottled water, by saying no to Nestle products, by saying no to Amazon products, by saying no to all such products. So we are from developing countries. We have the sensitivity is not there. So our academicians should develop sensitivity towards poor people. We are, Dada must be knowing that we are well-placed people. Our economic, the financial position is very good these days after 7th commission, implementation of 7th and this. Our salaries are good, no doubt about that. But that unnecessary increase in salary or increase in disparity makes you to desensitize about the problems of poor. And in sustainability goals as put forth by the international community, so it is written that disparity should be reduced. There should not be hunger. There should not be disparity. And when disparity is increased, democracy is threatened. Democracy is threatened. This means that we are losing real democratic structure in our society. And if democracy is lost, then again disparity is there. So we have experienced that how democracy is totally lost in lockdown period when parliament session was not there, when the assembly sessions were not conducted, and at that time the government has sanctioned the environmental, they have given green signal to 20 such projects which are not sustainable, which are against environment, which are responsible for destroying biodiversity. So biodiversity depletion, ozone layer depletion, and the environmental, the climate change are the three major issues at international level. And that's why, my dear friends, we should be in position to have the research opportunities in the problem-oriented researches. So what is the problem of villagers who are displaced because of construction of great hub? तुमच्या नागपूरला great hub होणार होता ना? And one fine morning, the minister said that, oh, that is, you forget about that great hub. This is criminal act of the government, that making the people displaced from their own land and not giving that land again. लँड वापसी न करता त्यांना मात्र तुम्ही तसंच ठेवलं, आणि ती आता जी लँड घेतलेली आहे ती कोणाला देणार? So is it the conspiracy that the farmers should lose their land and farmers should lose their ownership of land, and then only the big people can enter into the business? So this conspiracy we should be in position to understand through our research. And I think that this is the great research opportunity on these lines. And nobody will stop you doing such research, because you have got international coverage, international protection, because those who are writing something about sustainability cannot be considered as Rashtradroha, cannot be considered as the something which ED can tease you or CBI can tease you. So be fearless. When democracy is lost, people become, the fear psyche is improved. But to regain democracy, to regain the empowerment of poor people, we should stand fearlessly. And I think that the academicians should stand fearlessly and carry out research work in the direction of how to empower the poorest of poor in this country. And this is the lesson given by our Rashtrapita, Mahatma Gandhi. So that's why with his, he has suggested that his many statements are famous, and that's why you all know that the mass education, mass production, the corporate people, they want mass production, and mass production, they want to sell that mass production. And in the name of selling that, in the name of marketing, you can see that all the wars going on all over the world in the period, in the period, Cold War period. So they were just done, they were just because of marketing strategy of big countries and big corporates. We should try to understand this. We should try to understand the pollution level created due to wars. We should be in position to carry out research paper on how to reduce the conflict by samvad, as Mahatma Gandhi has suggested, ahimsatmak. So I got the opportunity to visit many countries in the world, and I have seen that in various countries, several countries, there is a conflict management department, and that conflict management department has one important full credit course on Gandhian studies, Gandhian philosophy, ahimsa. So this is really, the world is looking for ahimsa. World is, common man in the world is looking for non-violent ways to establish sustainability. And that's why I urge that academicians should also do the struggle in non-violent ways. So I have done it. That's why I can tell you to do this. I had been to jail for several times. Once I was in jail for continuously 1 year against the autocracy by then government in 1975. So don't have fear psyche about jail. Don't have fear psyche about the military action, police action, or economic, what is that, ED, something like that, that action. Don't worry about that. You will be happy behind the bars. Instead of trying to be happy, cosmetic happy. I call it as cosmetic happy. आपण कसं नाटकातला माणूस कसा रंगोट्या लावून हसतो एकदम असं करतो ना, जोक मारतो वगैरे, तर तसं कॉस्मेटिक हॅपीनेस नकोय मला. I want happiness from within your heart, and that happiness can come when the others are also happy. म्हणजे माझ्या घरातली एक खोली जळतीये आणि मी इथं आतमध्ये बसून डान्स करू शकतो का? नाही करू शकत. तसं माझ्या देशातले काही लोक पॅन्डेमिक मध्ये उपाशी राहिले असतील तर मी जीव शकतो का? हा, दिस इज द सेन्सिटायझेशन. दिस इज द पार्ट ऑफ सेन्सिटायझेशन. Once you get sensitized, there are a lot of research opportunities, and my dear friends, I wish that all of you carry out such researches and give us, as the editor of this journal of Maharashtra Bhugol Shastra Parishad, give me the opportunity to publish such research work in my journal. So with these words and with the great thanks to the organizers, I stop here. Thank you very much. Thank you.
धन्यवाद सर. गिडाम सर काही मत व्यक्त करेल.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Organizer and Secretary of the Station, all participants, Chairman of the Board of Senate member, and other distinguished participants. Before coming here, there was special instruction to me by Dr. Praveen Saptarshi. He said in Marathi, मी बोलेल तो फक्त छान झालं एवढंच बोलायचं. As per his instruction, it is better to explain his idea in my words. His speech was excellent. I actually congratulate all the organizers, especially this institution, to organize this conference on sustainability management, application and research opportunities based theme. Most probably, there might be a lot of research paper may be interesting in further session. I hope they will produce in proper ways. After this function session, the next session will be continued after 2:30 p.m. Hope and wish best of luck all the participants and organizers. Thank you.
धन्यवाद सर. यानंतर मी आभार प्रदर्शनासाठी डॉक्टर सचिन बोंबे सरांना आमंत्रित करतो.
आजच्या या 2 दिवसीय राष्ट्रीय परिषदेमध्ये आजचे जे पहिले सत्र आहे त्या पहिल्या सत्रामध्ये आदरणीय डॉक्टर प्रवीण सप्तर्षी सर, चेअरमॅन महबूब पुणे यांनी अतिशय टिकाऊ व्यवस्थापन आणि रिसर्च ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी कशा प्रकारची आहे त्याबद्दल अतिशय मार्मिकपणे चांगल्या रीतीने आपल्याला माहिती समजावून सांगितली. त्याबद्दल आजच्या या पहिल्या सत्रातले व्याख्याते प्रवीण सप्तर्षी सर यांचे मी आभार व्यक्त करतो. त्यानंतर आजच्या या पहिल्या सत्रातले अध्यक्ष डॉक्टर देवीदास गेडाम सर, रिटायर्ड रीडर, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ जिओग्राफी, भारतीय महाविद्यालय मोर्शी, हे आमचे आणि दुपारे सरांचे गुरु आहे, यांचे सुद्धा मी आभार व्यक्त करतो. तसेच सर्व समोर बसलेले सन्माननीय सदस्यांचे आभार व्यक्त करतो. तसेच सर्व महबूबाचे उपाध्यक्ष सदस्य, तसेच ऑनलाईनला जॉईन असलेले सर्व प्राध्यापक व संशोधकाचे आभार व्यक्त करतो. आणि अध्यक्षाच्या वतीने आजचा हा पहिलं सत्र संपले असे मी जाहीर करतो.
या 2:45 ला दुसरं सत्र या इथेच आयोजित केलं जाईल. लंच ब्रेक. 2:45 ला सेम लिंक वर दुसरं सत्र आयोजित केलं जाईल. आता 1 तासाचा लंच ब्रेक आहे, 45 मिनिटाचा.